kasih sayang terpendam, wangi angin berhentikan.
He's got the ball. Okay. Are you ready?
Hi, g'day everyone. Matt over
Oh,
here.
sorry, is that me? That's me.
The brick boards here. At least I know the sound's working.
Because I thought children don't fall from the sky and all of a sudden are 8 years old and build Legos.
No, I'm not. Honest, I'm not.
Backlog doesn't mind sitting there a little longer.
Been sitting there. It's on the landing. It's in the hallway. It's. It might not mind sitting there, but I trip over it every so often.
People are careful.
Exactly. That's such a good idea. Do Rebels versus Stormtroopers or something, and then I can have it in an every Lego Star Wars mock or something.
We should have possibly Brigapix. Sorry, joining us a little bit later on. Same thing, just backwards.
Yeah.
Is it going? I see how you're moving it, so I can't reach.
No, oh, come on, these videos are cheating. Because they've got way more Lego in play. That's
mock here, and I've got my mock there, and like Stranger Things set there. Not very organised.
I have to show you this. Oh, no, I have to show you this. No, I have to show you this. This is what Isn't that amazing?
Because this is the first ever time I've been on the live, I didn't want to build anything too big or anything too complex, so I'm going to attempt to build that.
Getting some wins.
He's so cool. No, I don't want to be a chicken. Don't make me a chicken.
G'day everyone, and welcome along to the Family Bricks live stream. I think this is number 15 in the series. Hope that you've all had a good sort of week so far, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, or the replay gang, who always come out in force and watch the videos afterwards. So thanks very much for that. Really appreciate it. And to Brian's Bricks, who's also commented on the last stream, a shout out to you as well. And anybody else who goes through and after this is put a comment on the video, I'll give you a shout out, so you can just help out that way as well. And I've got a poll for those who are live, which is going to be, I was thinking about it in terms of how much you might spend on Lego a month. Just interesting to have a bit of a think about those sorts of things. And hello to those in the chat. Hi to Bricapix. Hope that you're doing well. I think is away, so won't be here this evening, but sounds like having a good time in a hot tub as well, so that's good. And hello to Omega Man, hope that you are going well. And I think Kerry's just saying hello to Raymond, and then back there, and we don't talk about how much. That's why, I put the upper limit at sort of like 500 plus or whatever. So it's ambiguous too, because it's sort of in both in US currency or dollars, and then also pounds. And Nicole saying hello to everyone as well. And I think usual sort of thing, because I always forget it, share, like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, all those sorts of things down there. And I think I saw it there. Yep, currently sat in a hot tub. So that's good. Just obviously make sure that your phone is leaning away from the water so it doesn't drop in if that's what you're doing. But great that you could join us there as well. And I think just the usual sort of thing, just to help pay some bills. Speaking of things being expensive and that, just to give the sponsor a quick little plug. This video is brought to you by McCatsim Holiday Homes in Margate and Broadstairs. Great for a week's holiday or a weekend escape, being just over an hour east of London, UK. Treat yourself to amazing sunsets, a Lego wall, or great food. Visit www.macatsim.com and mention this YouTube video and we'll look after you. And I think with that we can start bringing some people in. So I think something that they've, I think, now joined the 1,000 subs club, and also today have also released their 100th podcast. Bring in the brick pods. How are you guys going?
Hey.
Yeah, lots of milestones in the last couple of weeks. It's quite exciting.
It's all fun.
Yeah,
isn't
no,
it?
certainly. Congratulations on the podcast as well, because doing anything for that number of episodes is quite an achievement.
Yeah, so it'll be two years in 4 more episodes. So we thought that was the bigger one to celebrate. Yeah, it's good that we're still talking to each other after all of that as well. Just
They don't cause too many arguments, do they?
Sometimes.
And yeah, the other 1,000 sub member would be Tech, and he'll be along hopefully a little bit later on. So that's great that we get a few people hitting those milestones, and because it certainly is a fair bit of effort to be able to do that.
But we hit it first.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. We were first. We beat Tech.
I don't even need people to know that. I know that. That's good enough.
Yeah.
I'm just happy. It's good.
Excellent. So we'll just move along and bring somebody else in, and I think let's go across to Germany this time. And we were having a little bit of a chat earlier and thinking about how much sort of spending and things like that. And it started off with nothing, and then the numbers slowly grew as we thought long and hard about it. Welcome into Nicole. How are you going this evening?
This evening I'm great. Had a really interesting day, but this evening now with you guys, I'm good.
That's you've left that one a little bit open. Can you summarize your interesting day in about a sentence?
In one sentence, challenging traveling with Deutsche Bahn, with German trainway system.
Okay.
I was packed with loads of people in a train, fully packed, and still on each station, we managed to bring on more people. I don't know. I think it was a secret challenge going on, and no one told me about it.
Yeah, it's always getting a train, and then you think, okay, yeah, we'll just stops and just keep going through it. And it's like, no, we'll see if we can ram more in. And I think at least with the Germans, I always get the sense of very much efficiency. I don't know if you've ever seen some of the Japanese during peak hour where they actually employ people to actually push everyone in.
Yes. And there was efficiency. It didn't start with efficiency because it started with that one train broke down. No announcement. It's just, I noticed that everyone got up and left. And I thought, okay, if everyone leaves, I leave with them. We went to another train, went into the train, and then efficiency started. Because I don't know what was going on, whether that's always the case or maybe only Thursdays. Because it was not only that on each station, people wanted to get in the already full train. They had bikes with them and these little bikes and these roller thingies. And I thought, God, that's so strange. And the train was packed. And I would have sworn not a soul would have been able to move in. But with a bit of pressure, everything is possible.
Yeah, just thinking with a bit of pressure and somebody pushing behind as well. And as you say, anything is possible. So
right. There's still a good chance that this was for the next Christmas party of German trailway system. Like, okay, we are filming this now. First, we have everyone run from one platform to the another, rushing into another train, and then seeing, okay, there's a bet going on. How many fit in one train? I don't know.
Yeah, it's certainly when you're on a packed train and as you're pulling up and you see the platform there and people got bicycles and things, and you're just like, oh man, this can't end well.
Right. The only person who turned around and decided against getting in, she had a dog with her, and I think she worried about the dog. Like, okay, I won't do that to him.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. So, okay, great. Yeah, no, it's at least you're here, and hopefully there's a little less pressure, and get into building. And speaking of which, coming along, one of our regulars as well, How are we going this evening, Trevor?
Happy Thursday, everybody. How are we?
Good. And you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. I didn't have quite the start to the day that Nicole had, but I'm very well, thank you. And congratulations to the BrickBots on your achievement, that hitting 1,000 subscribers. That is a lot of hard work. I know from my point of view, just starting out and trying to build my channel up. So you two, massive brilliant.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Very
you.
impressive.
Yeah, particularly when you've got both the not only sort of doing the YouTube, but then also doing the podcast alongside that as well. So
yeah,
either one of those is a fair bit of work.
Where'd you get your energy from? That's what I want to know.
I don't know where we get the energy from. I don't think we have energy. I think sometimes, I spent all day today trying to edit that podcast, and I think I fell asleep about 60 times. So I'm just like, because listening to the sound of your own voice, not all that fun.
Right.
Don't you find as well? I mean, producing the videos is one thing, but actually editing them to upload them and get them ready, that's the hard part. Yeah, you have to go through it over and over and over again. You're just like, this isn't interesting anymore. Stop talking.
Yeah, certainly when it's doing longer format interviews and things like that, and then trying to edit those down, like if you've got an hour and a half, you watch through it 2 or 3 times, and it's just so long. I can only imagine what doing a podcast would be like.
Yeah, and there's always interruptions. I think in this week's episode, halfway through, I thought, oh, the chickens aren't actually in the house. So there's like a long gap where I have to wait for Ian to go and check the chickens and come back again. So edit all of that out. But behind the scenes, it's good fun.
Yeah,
sometimes.
And a shout out to BlondiesBricks, the first time seeing you around here. So welcome along. Hope that you're doing well. And feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're sort of into. Sounds like you're getting some deliveries there as well, so some good things coming your way to be building. And Brett's Builds, hope that you're going well. And seeing, I think it was on Instagram, you're pulling, is it your trains or your castles apart and redoing them again. So hope that is all going well. Might just do a quick pop around and just sort of see what everyone's up to, starting with BrickBots. What are you guys sort of building or sorting or doing this evening?
We are building the typewriter, but once again, we bought this secondhand, so we are building it from like all the parts at once. And it's ridiculous, but also you have to build like 9 of each thing. So it's quite repetitive. I'm kind of glad that there is 2 of us, because otherwise this would be really annoying.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's very technic, so my finger's going to hurt at the end. And Ian's decided to start building, even though he doesn't have all the parts available yet. Because we need these ones and these ones, just so you know.
Shocking.
I know.
I didn't even know I had those ones. Which ones are those?
Yeah, it's just parts everywhere. There's so many parts.
So how did you get second hand? Was that just like an eBay one, or is it brickish thing?
The same as the table football. We bought this in the auction at Bricktastic.
Yeah.
So this has come from Brickset Reviews, and they put it back into. They sort it into like the same kind of parts, but not into bags, so you just don't get the same experience. But it was the only way to get the typewriter, because we didn't need the typewriter, and he was quite excited to build it. So.
No, I think it's one of those ones which be interesting to build, but
then you don't want to keep it.
Yeah, it's a couple £100, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. We got it at half price, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
it's amazing once it's finished. I built it and I took it apart because of the move to this apartment. And I'm telling you, the guys who gave it to you and they took it apart, they are saints, because knowing what it's... I probably would have parted with mine to give it to you, but I have to admit, I would have told you, you can have it the way it is.
Yeah, take it apart yourself. Right. Yeah, that's the problem with technique. I guess if you've got a brick separator, maybe, or like an axle, because brick separators don't always work. But it's stressful.
Is that the one where when you press each of the keys, it actually does move as though it's typing a letter?
Yeah.
So,
should be fun.
Yes.
I imagine our girls will enjoy pretending to use it. Not that they have any clue what a typewriter is.
What?
I'm sure they must know what a typewriter
Why?
is.
They're like,
Oh, right.
It will feature on some form of cartoon somewhere for no obvious reason.
I don't reckon they'll know what a typewriter is.
Okay.
We will find out.
Right.
And Let's Build has asked, did you know there's another 72-hour stream coming up? I was thinking about that the other day because usually they're in July. So do you know who's organising that? Is that Butt Chop or has it gone across to somebody else? Yeah, let me know. Either chat there or just DM me on Instagram. So, yeah, definitely want to see what's happening with that. And then, okay, so Trevor, what are you sort of looking at doing to this evening?
Well, you know that the roller coaster, the space roller coaster, the new one is going to be coming out, I think, in August.
Yeah.
I quite like that one, the new 3-in-1 one. I picked this setup. It's the space ride.
Oh, nice.
So I thought I'll build this, and like I say, I'm looking forward to that roller coaster as well that's coming out.
Are you starting a rival fairground?
Not quite, but yeah, I think it might lead to that, Kerry.
So once you start, it's hard to stop. We built that one, I think, on London Calling a couple of weeks ago. It does look good. I really like it.
Yeah, it's very colourful as well. I like that.
Yeah, and the right colours. The purple is good.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to be building this evening.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's certainly. I mean, we didn't touch too much last week on all the new drops which had come out, but the city stuff certainly looks like they're going in a different direction now, and it certainly looks quite interesting.
Yeah, not a hostel or fire station in sight. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all the new friends as well. Look this week, Ninjago. Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and certainly you had the new 6,000 piece Ninjago thing drop, and we'll have a bit of a chat about that because it'd be interesting to sort of see what everybody's sort of thoughts on those. And Minifigure, are we getting another Techathon this year? I mean, Tech's actually starting to stream and do stuff recently, so if you're over on Planet Tech, you can get your fix of tech. What's Brickapix here saying? I want to see him go to McDonald's dressed as Slave Leia. That we should put him into that. Yeah, the last year when he did his charity stream, what did he end up dressing as? Was it a chicken?
He was Patrick from SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, that's right.
But if he needs a Slave Leia outfit, once Ian's done with it, he can have that. I'm not sure he wants it afterwards, but you know.
What you said?
I'm not saying anything.
We'll have to get him when he comes on out, ask him about that. So in the meantime, Nicole, what are you looking at sort of working on this evening?
A set that I have for a really, really long time and never really managed to build it. I don't know why. I have it for so long and I really like it. It is.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Be pleased to see that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original. What do they call it? What's the name of it? Is it Monkey King Mech?
Monkey Kid Mech, Monkey King Mech. I have no idea. I don't know anything of Monkey Kid. I know that I once called it Monkey King, and I went into a conversation with someone who told me, no, that's Monkey Kid. Monkey Kid King is the father of Monkey Kid. And I thought, okay, then I'm not that far off, but he was really upset with me for me mispronouncing it. Yeah.
Yeah, something which during the week, Tech had done a mock, one of the Star Wars ones, like I think it was from episode 6, The Throne Room, and he'd done it as part of the lug, which you've probably all seen it, where it was like a collaborative build for one of the shows, and they had like one from each episode. And I'd seen it on Instagram because obviously somebody else has come and just filmed it and put it on Instagram, but they hadn't tagged any of them. So it's like tagging Tech in that. And then actually looking in some of the comments, and even sort of Tech was sort of pointing it out as well. because they called it like every lightsaber battle or something like that, you'd have people
Yeah.
going into the comments going, "Oh no, this isn't every lightsaber. You forgot about this one and that one and this one, that one." And it's just like,
Right.
oh wow, like, do you really?
I once heard someone, a YouTuber, tell that there must be an algorithm and it's good for a video. If you have comments, maybe it's a good thing to, on purpose, put a really interesting mistake into it. It triggers people.
It's definitely a tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one for it. So, and then I think Brett's come up. Yep. Please like the stream. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button, and if you got the poll there as well, just sort of give that a bit of an answer as such. So, the one thing which I haven't been doing, and I need to try to catch up, is doing some of the most expensive Lego sets. I'm thinking about 3 weeks behind, so I'll try to get a couple of those maybe done. So this is the one from, is it 2018, I think?
Top 5 most expensive Lego sets, 2017 edition. Can you guess the most expensive? Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And number 1. Did you guess this was the most expensive?
Trevor, did you see number 3? If you really consider buying the market, then don't look up the city set, because it was expensive, as Matt just showed us back then. It's even more expensive now.
Yeah, I gathered that.
Yeah, those first the movie one and the docs ones. I think now if you can get them for under 500 each, you're probably doing well.
This is why it pays to not have a budget with Lego and buy things when they're out. Because if you have a budget and you don't buy it because you're not in budget, then you pay for it later. It's not worth
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, not everyone has disposable income. We're literally just converting savings into Lego. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's probably not a bad idea.
The mortgage company might not be that impressed.
Yeah, that's true. Just
Yeah.
don't tell them.
Yeah.
And
What can you
sometimes
pay us
it's-
with this month? Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So
one can trade. Do we really need to eat this month?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Eating's eating is important, but
Right. Eating. We will just cuddle.
Bunny Bricks comes. Thanks for the shout out. And very new, loving the hobby, awesome community that comes with it. Mainly do vlogs, a haul, and lately been working on light kit reviews. Oh, okay, excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, something I've been looking at, some light kits, and it was something Solar Brick Builder said like years ago. He's sort of like, oh, you know, it's so easy to make them up and you can save yourself a fortune, and I'll do a video soon. Anyhow, that was 3.5 years ago. So I got a little bit sick of waiting for him to do that. So I've actually started to get some soldering kits and play around with some lights and things. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to sort of see how they.
I actually subscribe to Bonnie Bricks and follow her on Instagram, and she's a brilliant personality. She kind of came into it at the same time as I did, so I got to know her through her channel, and she does some really, really good stuff now. Really, really
Okay.
Very
Definitely.
cool.
I recommend it. Recommend
Yeah.
watching.
Right, yeah, we'll definitely have to have a look, particularly with the light and everything like that. And then, yeah, we might chat later on, sort of see if we might get it on or something like that at some point. And then was that dropped off? Just came with a business idea. It's only friends in reverse. He's going to send pics of his that out to Evan to the stop. Okay, lovely. Moving along. It's a problem when you're doing things live and you don't quite read the comment all the way through before you highlight it. Yeah, seeing that we were talking about Ninjago, obviously this week we released the officially images for, is it July 5th? Sorry, June 5th, I think it's the new one's coming out. What do we think of it?
I love it. If I'm honest, I really do.
What's not to love?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't built anything that big in the Ninjago, but looking at that, I would love to get my hands on it and build it for definite. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting watching a bit of a Jang review, and when he saw the poop function, and that really seemed to trigger him. I mean, how do you guys sort of look at that? Because it's sort of like you have something all nice and sweet, and then it's like, oh, and guess what's going into the water?
Lego love putting poo in their sets, though. It seems quite a common thing to do.
Well, kids love it.
Yeah. But then it's not really aimed at kids, that one. But we've all got the same sort of humour anyway.
They're going to be saving up an awful lot of the pocket money if they wanted that.
Yeah.
But it's actually like, you know, when you do it on a piece to price ratio and everything like that, like it's actually really good value, because it's what I think £319 for over 6,000 pieces.
Yeah, the Ninjago, those sets come with lots of little pieces, don't they? Because isn't like the water's all tiled with 1x2 transparent pieces, and most of the roofs are really complicated with lots of little pieces. So you end up with lots of pieces, but it is quite small, which is why the whole price per piece is a bit flawed.
Right.
It'd be much more interesting to compare like price per kilogram, but Lego don't release how heavy their sets are, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, yeah, it's those sorts of things are not idiot proof, but it's certainly, as you say, once you take account of like lots of little tiles and things. But you think about it when it's that price point compared with, say, you know, even I guess the closest one to it might be the Lord of the Rings one, which is what, an extra £100 over that. Okay, yes, it's a license and whatever else, but you're probably something on a similar sort of thing. You know, minifigs have got a few more. But
the strange thing is that I thought that Ninjago City and the gardens had about 3,000 pieces or 4,000.
Well, they're not as wide. This one's quite wide.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So is it 2 base plates?
I think so, yeah.
Whereas Ninjago Gardens was 1.5.
Yeah.
Was Docks
was
was
right,
1.5, but was shorter.
Much shorter, yeah.
Right.
And then Ninjago City was just a single base plate. So they've been getting bigger as you go along.
Yeah. Right.
yeah, because I think if you had all 4, it's a bit over 20,000 pieces.
Yeah.
And certainly I think the docks, when they originally released, were at a bit lower price point because it wasn't as big as such.
And I can remember when I bought the harbor, I bought it from Amazon. It was not shop exclusive.
Forgive my ignorance as well. If say I bought the new one and then I wanted Ninjago Gardens, do they all link together like a display piece? Can you put them all together?
They do. If like there's certain ways that they work better. Like we spent ages trying to work out which one to put next to which one, because there's like walkways that go round, and sometimes you sort of hit a dead end, so you could kind of mock it a little bit to make it work. And I
think City Gardens specifically has like one balcony section which you can remove,
you can take the edge off,
then attaches better and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've definitely thought it through. And I think we've got ours in a sort of non-typical layout, just because we like the city set. As we come in the door, it looks better, but then it's the wrong way round for connecting. So
I can just imagine how colourful all the sets are. That would be a beautiful display piece. That's all.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if you don't have a city already, just those 4 sets, that's a city pretty much. It's so varied.
Yeah.
Right.
If you do have a city, it's then hard to fit them in.
Right.
Or the ones which I've seen people just create their sort of, Ninjago sort of district within the city as such.
Right. Yeah.
Which
One thing definitely which is good to keep in mind, with keeping in mind the retired set. If someone really wants to buy the new market set, but doesn't want to buy it right away, if you wait for a longer period, keep an eye on the announcements of retirement, because then maybe it would be good to buy the gardens first and postpone the new one.
Yeah, because the last time I saw the gardens one, that's not retiring until the end of next year.
Okay.
Because originally it was meant to be last year, but then they extended it by 2 years. So yeah,
That's amazing.
So
it's 2 years on the market already, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've been on for quite a while, and it's much
it's
the
a
same.
good idea, though. Yeah, it's a good idea to do that.
Sort of looking at that, because over here I think it's an exclusive to Smiths, so you can only get it from Lego and Smiths. So I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those ones to save up a few VIP points for.
Right.
Oh, an AFOL day is quite good as well.
Yeah, that would be the other one. Get your slight discount with that. What do we got here? Really wish I could afford Ninjago as well as the other themes I've committed to. Yeah, need the money tree. That was going to be the next sort of thing. It's we sort of spinning off from talking about budgets and things like that. How do you guys sort of limit or sort of choose your themes? I think we'll start with Trevor, because you've come back into this recently, and I'm sure it's like a kid in the candy store. It's kind of like, where do I start? What's going on?
How do I limit myself? Oh God, that you're throwing a question that's really difficult. Yeah, in terms of budget, I do have a budget mentally. Whether that stays as the budget in my mind, I end up spending more than what I budget. I do, if I'm honest. But if I like a set, then and I'd like it in the collection and I can afford it, I'll buy it. But yeah, you try and limit yourself, and you think, because all these great sets are coming out in the next couple of months, you think, oh, I like this, I like that. No, I won't bother with that. Take Dreams, for instance. I've actually said to myself this morning over breakfast to the kids, I said, especially Thomas, my oldest, I said, if you like it, we don't have to collect all the sets. And he turned around and said to me, you said that about Avatar. If you liked it, you don't have to collect all the sets. And what did I end up doing? I'm now on the second way, the way of water. So he's right, because I can see myself saying, I'll just buy one of the Dream sets just to see what it's like and how the build is. But I just know that I'll go out and get the whole collection, and that's just me. You can't stop, but you have to say to yourself, and I think a lot of people out there also say the same thing, saying, no, I'll leave it, can't afford it, won't do it. But you always find a way. You'll always find a way. If you want something that bad, you will find a way to get it. And life's for enjoying. Let's enjoy it. We're only here once. That's my motto. Let's enjoy it now.
Right.
Yeah, I think the phrase I came across ages ago is that you only have so many trips around the sun. So
yeah, exactly. Didn't really answer your question though, did it?
Oh no, I think it's in that sort of roundabout way. BlondiesBricks, best thing ever is when Lego bring out an AFOL set. My bank account breathes a sigh of relief. Yeah, on that, I used to be massive into Technic. I still am, but I just find the new app and the new motors, they're all underpowered, they're too expensive, all the rest of it. So, and because they're app based, at some stage, when they stop supporting the app, your motors are going to stop working and everything. So it's sort of like, that becomes a bit more of an easy pass. But that's the thing. When you see sometimes a release and it's like, oh yeah, I don't quite like that. It's kind of like, which is a good thing.
Right.
Because going through and doing those videos on, you know, the top 5 sets, I also look at relative to how many sets are released in a year. And, you know, at the moment they're releasing about 900 sets a year. Okay, yes, that's across Duplo and polybags and all the different themes and everything. And even if you go back 4, 5, 6, 7 years, they were still releasing, you know, 700, 800 sets, new ones a year. So it's not like it's dramatically changed. I just think it's a matter of the biggest sets and, you know, the different themes that you might be interested in, they come along and you can see that. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, they're releasing so much more, when it's just, I think because they're going more into the adult market and that and targeting it a bit more, you know, it's probably a bit more appealing. But anyhow, sort of off on a side rant there. So, but BrickBods, yeah, because as we have in the intro, your backlog down the stairs that you're trying not to trip over. How do you guys sort of think about what you're into or what you will get or pass on?
I just spend.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm slightly more reserved than I have been. But I'll go, do we really need this set or not?
Yeah. So we said the whole having a budget thing we don't do, because we have seen that, you know, come back and bite a few people where they've passed on a set because they didn't have the budget for it, and then eventually they've bought it in the aftermarket and spent twice as much.
Yeah.
So it's more about making sure that we're only buying stuff that we really want.
So we pretty much have to justify it going in the city somewhere in order to buy it, or it like something that the girls want, or it's a collection that I really want to complete, which is it's getting out of hand sometimes.
Yes, that's the one that's getting out of hand.
Well, no, it's not too bad. Yeah. But I'm getting better at saying I don't need to complete this collection. So I want to complete this little part of that collection, but not the whole thing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard because the collecting part is what I quite enjoy, that part, like ticking things off and going, yeah, I've got that. But then I also enjoy the building a city kind of part. So
yeah,
and it is taking over. There's like Lego everywhere, but the room is looking slightly tidier. So it's getting there.
I think one of the bigger challenges is actually not spending too much on Bricklink.
Yeah, parts and stuff.
Like, if you are doing a mock and you're like, well, it looked really good if I had 100 of these pieces and each one of those pieces is £1 each. And it's like, yeah, you need to work out a cheaper way to do it.
Yeah.
But it is very tempting to go, well, you want your mock to be as good as it can be.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's a challenge, therefore, not to spend.
But you've got to think about, am I going to keep this mock together forever? Like, is that a good investment, or am I just going to take it to one show and then I've got all these pieces that I'm never going to use again?
Right.
I mean, we've put quite a lot into the coral reef. That's quite an expensive mock now.
Yes.
But it fits in the city, so it's not like it's once we finish showing it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can justify it slightly more. My mum was saying to me the other day, she goes, surely you're at the point where you like call it quits and you just stop buying. And I was like, I don't think I understand the concept.
Right.
Please explain it to me. She's like, surely you've reached the point where you don't need any more. Like, no, they keep bringing out all the sets. How can you stop?
Right.
Too hard.
I had a conversation when I moved to the apartment and someone saw my Lego. The theory came up because these guys didn't know what Lego cost, and they told me, why don't you give the Lego away? Then you have the space to buy a new Lego. And I thought, giving my Lego away, someone will be really, really happy. But that's
not you. Yeah, sell the Lego.
Right.
But it's impossible to sell Lego as well. Like, I made a decision, we're selling this set. Still just here.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the floor.
Which one?
The one.
Oh, the car.
The car. Yeah. It's just it's too tricky.
Right. And the question is, how do you want to sell it? Because do you want to advertise it as being complete? Then you have to go to the effort really to check it.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that was going to be the question, which I'm glad you brought it up, Rick Bods. Like, if you're doing mocks, then how does that sort of factor into what you're kind of purchasing? Or, as you say, is it just a matter of, as I'm building, I'll get this stuff off Bricklink? I mean, do you sort of buy sets with a bit of a view going, oh, actually, that's got a lot of these pieces and I can use those? Or is that a bit of a false thing where you go, yes, it's got these pieces, but then you never sort of actually get around to using them?
It's weird. So like we bought nearly all of the first wave of Avatar sets on the basis that there were lots of really interesting bits to go in the coral reef.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think most of that now is in there and it looks really good. We've used like the top of the Tree of Souls, and then we can actually use the trunk from the Tree of Souls, put a more normal canopy on it and have that in the city. So it's working out how to use the set in the best way. And that's what we've done with a lot of the botanical set as well, where you take the flowers and you put them into the coral reef, or you use them as bushes and stuff in the city. So it's not, I don't think I've ever really wanted a set kind of to get the parts. It's you buy the set to get like some of the sub builds within it and use those. It is tempting, so particularly with how long it takes for pieces to get onto bricks and pieces, it's tempting to buy sets when a new piece comes out because you want that piece straight away.
Yeah, but it's never a good. Like,
it's always an expensive way of doing
never
it.
worth doing it that way. You just have to be patient. I mean, if you can justify getting the set because you know you want the pieces and you also want to experience the build, that's also quite nice.
Yeah.
Because then you've got two things out of it. But yeah, you've got to look at the rest of the parts once you're done with the bits you want. Are those parts useful at all? Or should you just get it off bricks and pieces?
Yeah.
There's far too many decisions to be made when doing Lego.
Right.
It's quite an exhausting hobby, I feel.
Yeah. I have to admit that I'm quite lazy. I sometimes buy two sets. I want one to build, one to close it up or to finish something. I could go to Bricklink and just look for the pieces. I just buy a second set.
Yeah. You know you've got them that way. You know, like, you haven't forgotten a specific part.
Right.
Like, I've got two of everything. But then have you got loads left over? What do you then do with those?
Right.
I guess with the 3-in-1s, you could always try and build one of the other options.
Right.
I've never. If you get two 3-in-1s, can you build all three? Normally not.
No.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Today I've been going through like instruction booklets and working out whether I need to keep them or not. And I've thrown away so many. But all the creative 3-in-1s, I'm like, I've never built this second model or this third model.
Right.
And I'm looking at them like I would enjoy building them, but it's the effort of trying to then go and find the pieces now. And taking the first build apart. It's just like, too much.
Yeah.
Especially considering the first build is unlikely to be 100% complete anymore.
Well, because you get all the spare pieces from that first build as well that you sometimes need in the second build, but they've gone somewhere in the mound of Lego.
So I think Brickpix there, she'll sell some, built it and displayed it and can make some money from it. I'll sell it if it's not Harry Potter or ideas. We've done that with some of the modulars. We'll get them sort of right before retirement, build them, because most of the time I'm just interested in the build experience and sort of seeing how it goes. And then once it's retired, with about 6 months later, generally you can sell the used set for more than the retail that you paid for it, even as used. So it gives you a way to sort of, be able to build it, experience it, enjoy it for a bit, and then move it on, and then, recycle that back into the next one sort of thing.
Yeah.
It sounds great, but I just can't do it. I literally cannot sell Lego. There's a blocker somewhere.
Yeah, I think then part of the issue that we're starting to run into is this fear of faith. So you're sort of like, well, I've built a lot of extra shelves to sort of store stuff, and all of that space is now gone. It's like just having boxes around on the floor that's starting to drive me a little bit crazy. It's like, no, you need to actually start moving these on or doing something with them. So I'm not sure. So do I think we covered the question with the brick boards and Trevor. I think Nicole, what's your sort of thoughts on the sets that you get, or how you sort of figure out what you're doing?
I mainly get everything that I like, but with the last move to this apartment, I think my outlook for sets changed a wee bit. I think with all the sets that I disassembled and which are now in zipper bags, and I look at it and I think to myself, I probably will never build it again. I will in future probably go into the direction of the brickboards. If it does not go into the city, if it's just a build that is going to be disassembled due to the lack of space and never be built again, I probably will not buy it.
Yeah. Is your when you moved, is your new apartment bigger or smaller or the same size as your previous one?
It's slightly bigger, but the shaping is different. The huge advantage of this apartment is that I have one separate room just for Lego now. Yeah. Meanwhile, Lego spilled over into other rooms as well. Wasn't the plan, but
Never the plan, but it's always the reality.
Yeah.
right.
I think it's now tricky to find a room in our house that doesn't have Lego in. Maybe the bathroom, but sometimes not the bathroom either.
Right.
Sometimes we just have, towels on the floor in the bathroom with the pieces drying, where we've got second-hand sets and you're washing them.
Right.
So
you could buy that. You could buy that shelf set, Ian, for the bathroom.
Yes.
I tell you, Lego is definitely a full-time hobby, and I don't know how people do Lego and work.
Right.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the, I thought I saw a Mega Man through Kerry bought 11 Great Halls and mocked the UCS Great Hall. Or is that just an exaggeration? There's only 4 in the mock. Okay, then. What happened to the other 7? Come back. 3, 1 on display. Not fully there. Parts. And with Briggs, because Lego doesn't come out with the Gringotts, I made my own mock of it and sold it on eBay for $350. Okay, cool. And welcome along to King Oldendorf. Hope that you're having a good evening. Everyone's saying hello. And Bonnie Bricks, new challenge, get Lego displayed in your bathroom. Maybe the new Little Mermaid set.
That's a good one to put in a bathroom, I would say.
Yeah.
Like there's a soap, like a soap dish or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have soap anymore? Like bars of soap?
Did you not see your sister on holiday?
Yeah.
People do more because they're trying to go back to being like good to the planet.
You could build your own soap dispenser out of Lego and just put a liner in it.
Yeah,
Fill it with soap.
I'm not sure how well Lego copes with contact with soap, to be fair.
No, well, that's what put liner in.
Yeah. But it's going to seep out, isn't it?
It's going to be fine. You could just have it as a decorative thing as well. Yeah, I think it'd look nice.
A Lego shower to hit by a load of transparent 1v1s coming at you.
It doesn't sound nice.
Better than treading on them.
Yeah, this is true.
I did that the other day. There was a piece I dropped and I forgot where I dropped it. I stood on it and I went, oh, that hurt, you idiot.
There it is.
At least I haven't lost it.
See, I don't mind treading on Lego because we have, say,
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, no.
Depends on the piece.
For one of the girls' birthdays, like when they were very little, we got some dried pasta, all different shapes, and coloured it
Yeah,
so they could play with it.
Yeah.
We did that. I did quite a lot of shaking of it to get all the colour through. But so that is currently in like a big tub in our kitchen, and every so often the girls play with it, and it inevitably goes on the floor.
Yeah.
Standing on dried pasta is much worse than standing on Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, well, we have star-shaped pasta, and that's quite pointy. It's really good.
It's all just
Yeah. So you prefer Lego to dry pasta?
Yes. Yeah.
So like a scale of what's the most painful thing to tread on.
So if you want to build up your tolerance to standing on Lego, just stand on dried pasta for a while, and then you'll love it.
Then it's fine.
That almost sounds like a great video. It's sort of like, you know, what hurts more? You know, standing on different things. You got pasta, you got nails, you got Lego.
The problem is it all involves feet, and I don't feel like that's a good video. I don't want to make a video that involves
they
feet.
can do quite well, I've been
Yeah,
told.
I know.
That could be your next top 5. Top 5 of things that you like to stand on.
I find also if you've got a good like underlay in your carpet, then treading on Lego is not so painful either because it kind of absorbs it. So you've got to make sure you make these decisions when you refit your carpets nice and soft. None of this laminate stuff. That would be really painful.
Yeah.
So there should be you know, the carpet salesman, because you know you go and you buy your carpet and then at the end they upsell you the thickness of the rubber or the underlay. So like, you know, you should switch it. It's sort of like, oh, do you have kids? Do they play with Lego? Okay, you're going to need the really thick.
Because you can't get a thick pile with Lego because then all the Lego disappears in it. Like my friends bought one of those IKEA rugs, like the really shaggy ones. The amount of Lego they lost in that.
Right.
It's in the carpet now. It's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the advantage of where I am. My downstairs flooring's wood. So if I do drop a piece, it's just a matter of just trying to feel where it's gone instead of in the carpet.
But if you don't pick it up, more painful.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, will it slide further as well? If it hits it, it will.
I have found a lot of pieces underneath the settee. Yeah, they've ended up going underneath the settee.
Yeah, we've got.
It's amazing what you lose. Just amazes me how many pieces you do tend to lose. You think, move a piece of furniture, you've got studs. Move another piece of furniture, you've got a piece of Lego.
Oh, yeah. I find the kids are really bad for that sort of thing, like, because they'll, you know, we've got a lot of the Lego sort of set up and all the trays and sorting and things, and they'll have the couches there, and yeah, you'll just, you know, when you take the cushions out and usually you find money, you've got like Lego and stuff in there, and you move the couches, and then there's like 6 minifigures under it, and it's like, oh, okay, that's where they went to.
Right.
But at least we know it's all sort of getting played with.
Right.
With that. Yeah. So, sort of seeing what's happening in the chat there.
You're accusing me of cheating. It's unacceptable. I would never.
I think, were they talking about having, was it a speed build or just racing over the floor with bare feet and Lego?
Oh. I'm not up for that.
Minifig who I think's come back. I think that's why Carrie's been twitching. Carrie, she whizzed through the set she's been building there.
It's because I want my lunch. So I twitch on a Tuesday at lunchtime, but I don't get lunch until I've finished. So no, I think I'm going slower. When there's people to chat to, it is harder to build fast. So.
And then bricks and stuff has come. I'm in Instagram and almost at 2K followers. Awesome, that's great. Hope that you can get a few more and hit that 2K. certainly find Instagram as well. Trying to grow followings on that's really difficult. Bonnie's Bricks, 7, 8 months old, making sure there's no rogue Lego pieces falling on the floor after a build is so stressful means the floor is spotless at least. Yeah. I find with, and BrickBox can probably relate to this, when you got little kids, as they're born, you have like a rising sort of tide of where stuff is, because as they get able to crawl, it's got to go up, and then as they start, I can't remember what's the term when they're sliding around and standing up, and it gets higher, and then they get a bit older.
Like toddling and cruising.
Toddlers,
Cruising,
yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, we had. We probably didn't do as much with the second one. You just sort of accept they're going to eat stuff. Well, I don't know. Like, we've got the ship in the bottle on the fireplace. We never moved that up, did we?
No.
They used to steal there's little globes on it. They quite enjoyed playing with those.
Yeah.
Generally, they get told off. They don't do it too many more times. I mean, that's not true, is it? Because they're children. The joy of children.
You say that exasperated, obviously a parent.
Because we build all our Lego in here, and so it stays in here until I've done like a video for it. And the number of times the kids will come in and take parts of it, and so then when I'm trying to do the videos, you'll find a lot of my things have just got pictures of minifigs going, this is what it's meant to look like. I don't know where it's gone anymore. Because they're just constantly stealing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to watch them play though. They do like really play.
Yeah.
You get a new sort of house set or something, and they're just straight in, constantly playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that particularly with any Star Wars sets that we get, like, because much the same. If I get a chance, I'll build it up here, and even if it's half done, like you get the minifigs in the bags as you're going along, they'll disappear before the build's even done. I mean, BrickBots, I saw obviously you've covered, what is it, half of the Lego ideas next round.
Yeah.
Did we see during the week the next round of the actual BrickLink designer program, the 5 that have been selected for that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really frustrating because we've already recorded the podcast. We can't talk about them, but I'd like to talk about them.
We can still talk about them.
Yeah, we can talk about them, but like we can't on the podcast for a while, and it'll just be a bit out of the way. But I think I don't remember when we went through the 300 odd ideas, seeing that many good ones. But yeah, I think they're all pretty good. Like
I think there was just a lot of fairly rubbish ones.
Yeah, and you reckon they masked the other
and
ones?
You just kind of got a bit tired of it.
Yeah. There was no pomegranate in the finalists, so
no, that is upsetting.
Very sad.
You're very disappointed. Are you going to have to sort of just BrickLink it yourself and do it anyhow?
Maybe.
Yeah, we love that pomegranate.
Pomegranate one. Yeah. It's much the same. It's sort of like when you saw that there and there's like, 300 odd plus to sort of go through and have a look at. It's almost like you just let the crowd whittle it down, because having that many to go through is just, I just, beyond the time, it was just too overwhelming, because it's like, okay, you can get excited, but most of them are never going to get made. So it's sort of like, well, let's sort of see. Because those ones, are they actually, when they go to sell them, is that February next year?
That's when you can.
Yeah, which is ages away.
Yeah, that's when you can essentially pre-order them. It's then another 6 months before they actually get sent out, is it?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
it is a slow process.
They had announced obviously the next round is opening, and they're sort of saying those they're hoping to ship by November next year is kind of the time frame. So it would have to be before that. Which, yeah, if you're saying about July or something, that makes sense. But
Yeah, I don't think maybe it was September they were aiming for the first wave, but maybe a bit before that. If they're then aiming for November for the next wave, because I think they want to do it so that it's every 3 months, don't they?
Yeah.
Which
It's aggressive.
it is.
But I think if they're
Crazy.
creating a bit of a, not so much a backlog of it, but if the first ones you can't even order until next February, I'm sure they'll have like the other ones sort of closely following on the heels. So it's almost like they've got it. Because apart from, I guess, the logistics of the manufacturing, why would they not be able to like allow like orders before February? Because I mean, February is what, 7 months away?
I guess so.
Is it not that they've got to make sure they actually are safe?
Yeah, it's all of the kind of quality control that they need to do on the models. Although I think they're saying that Lego aren't doing much of that this time. It is down to the designers to do that, but I don't know if Lego are giving them specific tools in order to help or something. But yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is more just at the stage going, hey, look, these are the actual ones we're going to run with, and there's still a bit more tweaking to be done, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, what were the ones you had? You had Castle in the Snow, effectively.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's technically called. It's just
People need to stop complaining that they don't do enough castles. It's all they do at the moment.
Castles at the moment. Yeah, it's crazy.
So haven't we got like the Viking castle coming soon as well?
One of them's a Western set, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Western. I think there's a food truck of some description. Is it a hot dog truck or something? Because I think most
Street, and then the old train shed as well. Train engine shed.
Yeah, that train shed looked actually quite good.
I like that one as well. Yeah,
I want them all. I can't see any that I don't like, which is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Because that could become the other next challenge, is if they're doing them every 3 months and if they're all good and they're all expensive, like.
But how can you possibly afford all of these?
Yeah. I guess the good thing is at least it counts towards your VIP points.
Yeah, it's still so expensive though. I guess hopefully we'll be seeing more like smaller sets. Like the Snack Shack is quite clearly a smaller set, so it might be more reasonably priced. But that Parisian Street's like 3 modular wide, 4 modulars wide, pretty much. And the castle's not tiny either, so they're going to be expensive.
But I mean, that's apart from the snack shop sort of thing. They're all pretty much buildings. I mean, you can even argue that that's just a building with wheels, but
yeah, and I guess that is traditionally what Lego do. Yeah, they started with, they originally started with weird stuff, but they very quickly moved to buildings.
Well, they're bricks. Bricks and buildings go
kind of what it's suited for.
Yeah. But it's not like you've got like an animal in there, or something like a typewriter, like when people like to do like real life objects. It's all pretty just buildings.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Considering how many real life objects ideas seem to keep coming up with, it is interesting that none of them were picked.
It's pomegranate. It's all about pomegranate.
I said that somewhere at work, and then that's not a pomegranate.
Yeah, it's square. What's that all about?
I mean, Trevor, have you seen the 5 that have been selected?
Yeah, I think I saw them on Instagram. I liked them all, but like you say, it gets expensive.
Yeah. And Nicole, did you manage to see them?
Yes, I saw them and I like them. Yeah, and after the last experience, I'm still a bit struggling with the concept, with the business concept of the Bricklink Designer Program. But I have more. Yeah, I made my peace with it, and I bought the stud gate. I'm happy with it, and yeah, I made my peace.
Just in terms of it's not sort of like Lego as such, and it's a little bit more frustrating to build, or
not for the building experience was really good, especially with the help of Ian and Carrie. Yeah, because they saved my life and my sanity.
You worked hard not to do it, right?
Right.
Don't do it this way. Do it this way.
How did you get on with the roof?
That was the tricky one, because if I had done it according to the instructions, putting pins into sockets is not nice, but doing it over that length of at once would have been a nightmare. And then the second side, because I'm on my own, I only have 2 hands, last counting. So holding the thing, putting it up, then you can't lay it down because with the imbalance of one side attached, once you mentioned that, was
it's a difficult thing to do.
Right.
And that's where you see that they're not like Lego sets because they don't think through the instructions.
Right.
I think it's really the worrying thing for me is that was the wave where Lego did get involved a lot, and they were doing a lot of the build testing and stuff. So now these new waves that aren't having that much testing by Lego, are they going to be worse? You know, is that how difficult are some of those going to be?
Because you're going to trust their quality control with the designers, aren't you?
Right.
But then does that become the flip side of it? Is it with the Bricklink program, because it doesn't have to adhere to those higher standards, then you can kind of get away with more, which you wouldn't normally, and it becomes more of a display piece rather than a sort of play set?
Yeah. I think that is definitely what you see, is that they are more designed for display. The playability is lacking. And you often see that, you know, when something goes through Lego Ideas, you often see Lego take the set and add the playability in. And so, yeah, it's a shame that more people don't add playability into the mocks as they're doing them. But it's more of a challenge.
Yeah, the flip side of that is, let's face it, the only people who are getting the Bricklink sets generally are those AFOLs who actually know about it. It's not like you're going into, you know, your Lego store and picking them up, or, you know, whether it's a Walmart or a Smith's or an Argos anyhow. Because I guess the flip side of that has always been where you have the ideas sets where people come up with the ideas and they get so radically changed. And then you've got the argument, well, it was better being changed, but it didn't meet the original design, or, you know, the original design was so much better. Like, you know, we've seen that a lot. And I guess the classic one is then, what was that pirate one? I think it came out in 2020.
Barracuda Bay?
Barracuda Bay, yeah. That was obviously significantly different from the original thing, but it kind of worked. So you you got arguments either way.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because also, you know, although they get changed a lot, it is the original designer is involved through the whole process. So like the Barracuda Bay designer, like the fan designer, has talked about it and said how excited he was for Lego giving those ideas and making those changes and stuff. Because I think a lot of people kind of just assume that Lego take the idea and then they change it, and then the designer's annoyed that it's not their original thing that's gone through. But it, in all the cases I've heard of, it sounds like they've enjoyed the whole process and they prefer what Lego has come up with. I mean, in some ways, it is obviously going to make them more money because Lego know how to make something that sells. So when you're getting a small commission on each sale, then you're going to want Lego to make it as profitable as possible.
Right.
Yeah. And I think also too, once you've gone through the process, you've come up with the idea. Most of them take a fair while for like actively marketing to get your votes and that. Okay, there's a couple which will go through within a couple of days because of large communities, or it hits a subgroup on Reddit which blow it up or whatever. But I guess it's the sort of thing, by the time you've gone through the design, you've done the promotion, you've had it selected, it's gotten through the review to be selected. By that stage, you're probably just like, I'm just glad that something's happening with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, how different that
when
is.
that one comes through, because we've spoken to the designer through the process. We were there when he was displaying the original, I think.
Yeah, his first attempt.
Like Milton Keynes, and then throughout the years, he's then been displaying modifications of it and stuff. And so we've seen the one that then got resubmitted and the one that got selected. So it'll be interesting when we can actually talk to him about the process of the design and how that all went.
Right.
Isn't it? But I mean, I think his final design is pretty sound. So we hope he doesn't get it changed too much. But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because obviously they rejected it the first time, and the second time it is different, but it's not radically different, I would say. So
why did they reject it the first time? Do you know?
Yeah.
I think they probably just weren't ready to do it. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, I think he added slightly more height to it, didn't he? But then after his has been approved, in the very next round of reviews is another one, which is also quite a good model. So it's just all about timing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
and
certainly.
I wonder whether they'll take some of the elements of that one, even though it's not the approved design. Interesting.
Yeah, because I've spoken to somebody who's been in those meetings where they actually make the decisions on what the review process and everything like that, and they're very much it is timing. It's relative to the slots they got in their portfolio, what else is coming out. So you can have something which doesn't get through one round just because of timing, and if you took that exact same one and put it into the next round, it would get through.
Yeah.
So I mean that's got to be frustrating for the fan designer submitting it, because there is a bit of just a lottery feel to it.
I think it's also frustrating for like those of us who follow it and vote on it and want the sets, because it means that because people know that happens, there are people who constantly resubmit the same idea. And so each reviewing, you're going, oh, I've seen this before and I've seen this one before.
There needs to be we definitely don't let an idea go away kind of option.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is that. Like, we're never going to do that. Stop putting it in, because we get so bored going through them and like, oh, have we seen this one before?
Right.
Is this in any way different? I'm not sure.
Because then it would encourage more designers to come up with new things, because they'd say, oh, hang on, if we do this again, it's not going to get anywhere near.
Yeah.
So they'll come up with new things.
I think they also need to be a bit more upfront with things that they're not going to do. So, like, we've seen time and time again modulars be submitted, and they don't pick modulars. Stop them being submitted. It's just a frustrating thing of going, well, here's some sets.
They all look good. We can't have any of them. But we do now have the Bricklink one.
So, yeah, I don't know whether they could say, no, we're not going to accept that, but you could enter it into Bricklink instead.
Do you think, because Bricklink is not Lego, but even though it is, would they do military sets that way? Or is there still no, we can't do military?
I'm pretty sure they can't do it because it is Lego.
Yeah.
So they can't just go, oh no, well, this part of Lego can ignore the rule that we've had for so long. It would be a major change to suddenly do it.
Lego wouldn't allow it, would they?
Yeah. Plus,
Okay.
people
Just
don't
hold that thought
really
for a
want
second.
Lego to do military because they do it badly.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. We've got joining us for the first time somebody that's been around a little bit before and does some city building and got some awesome things happening there. And I believe Nicole streams with from time to time. It's FabBlondiesBricks. Welcome along. Great to have you in.
Hi.
Hi there.
Happy to be here. And to
Hi.
actually
How
be
you
on a
doing?
live stream with some people that I recognize from Greg's live stream.
Yes.
That's
the
never
third
what you
thing we're
want to do, is
Friday.
it? I recognise you from Greg's stream. It's like, no.
She can't, because we stream at the same time, so we can't go on your live stream, so you can't recognise us from your live stream.
Right. But you guys, you start during the middle of mine, so I'm able to catch part of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means I get to ask you what you're having for dinner, which is always good.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
finding out what people are
So
having.
just a heads up, I'm having pizza for dinner
Good.
after the live
Nice.
stream.
Yeah.
So you can live vicariously through me.
Pizza.
Even though I need to stop eating all that stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, you'd stop eating it if it wasn't so delicious. That's the problem.
That is the problem. That is the problem.
Yeah, because your tagline is usually 99. What is it? 99% you and 1% cats.
99% Lego and 1% cat hair, which is pretty true.
How many cats do you have?
4.
And how do they obviously get in amongst the Lego as well?
Yeah, one of them, I swear she likes Lego as much as I do, because she'll rub up against everything, and I've seen her bite parts, and it's not up anymore, but I used to have a Gwarp's tree up in the city, and one day she decided to run off with part of it, and I had to chase her down the stairs to get it. So it's interesting, but pretty much every build pretty much has some cat hair in it. Hi, KO. How are you?
And then he's coming back up and saying pizza.
Of course.
Oh, and here could be the really crucial question: pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
I'm a yay.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, I'm me.
I love Hawaiian pizza. The hubby that's in that room over there, he does not like it. He hates it.
But so I'm not keen.
Did I hear it yesterday?
No, I'm not keen on ham on pizzas because I find it's weird. But as in normal ham. But things like pepperoni, salami, bacon, all of those meats work well. And adding fruit to any meat is always a good idea.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have like applesauce with pork.
Yeah, that's true.
Cranberry
Yeah.
with chicken, all of these things. You add in the fruit, it adds the sweetness, which brings out the flavour of the meat.
Cranberry with chicken? I've never had that.
Yeah, it's meant to be with turkey, but I think you just
Turkey is usually.
Yeah, but we don't have turkey enough. And if you buy a jar of cranberry for like once a year,
Yeah.
then you're going to throw away half a jar of cranberry. So you add it with the chicken.
Or you give it to your mother-in-law. That's what we do, because my mother-in-law likes it. And I'm like, here you go. Because I actually don't like cranberry sauce that much. I rather have like actual like dried cranberries if I'm going to have a cranberry.
I never sort of sit there thinking, I just fancy a cranberry today. It's not that kind of berry, is it?
No, not really.
Oh, thank you, Bonnie. I'm actually subscribed to you too. I think. I'm pretty sure I am. I have 2 channels so I have my main channel that I try to watch like all the my Lego channel. I try to subscribe to all the Lego people, but then on the TV downstairs, I have another channel that I used to have a different channel way back in the day because I used to make handmade cards. And I also watch Lego YouTube on that channel too, plus all my other interests. So I'm subscribed to either one or in the other or both, or if you're lucky, you get a subscription from both channels from me.
Yes, please.
So just while we're on
I'm
that sort of thing,
subscribed to everybody here on this channel, my channel, main one. It's the other one that's like questionable.
It's questionable. Yeah, you're not quite sure. So just for any of the viewers out there on this sort of channel, can you just sort of quickly sort of do introduction, like yourself, what you're sort of interested in, your city, just anything of that sort of flavor?
So there's my city. It's not very well. It's kind of an unorganized chaos mess. No, it's organized chaos right now. I haven't gotten very far. I've been working on it for like 2 years, and this is legit it. I'm going to work on placing my modded Shrieking Shack here soon. That's like my next project. So I got into Lego like literally right before everything shut down was when for the pandemic was when I bought my first set, because my birthday is beginning of March. And usually for my birthday, we go shopping. And I had been watching Lego Masters, and like I'd always thought Lego was cool, but I never had it, and I never had it as a kid. But then when I started watching Lego Masters, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like I need in. So when we did my birthday shopping, that's when I bought my first Lego set. And it was literally the weekend before they shut everything down in the US, or at least where I live. So I started just in time, apparently. So that's my origin story, so to speak. And I'm a big Harry Potter fan, big cat fan. Disney villain. My favorite Disney villain is Maleficent up there. She's my favorite Disney villain. And I have a Maleficent shelf with Funko Pops and Lego. But that's pretty much it about me.
Yeah, because I've been watching some of your videos where you're going through and you're building up the snow sort of scene with your Harry Potter sets, and as you're sort of doing the work in progress for those, and those are really cool because it's always good to see a different sort of take on doing cities and things. And I think you're going through obviously in the space that you got there and really maximizing it.
Yeah, well, and the plan is, so it depends on the hubby, in all honesty. But for right now, as I am stuck in this room, the plan is this is actually going to go like all the way around and over to the other side that I'm not going to show because it looks like a hoarding accident happened over here. But that's the plan. The city actually will be a lot bigger if I stay stuck in here. If I get to move to the hubby's room or office or whatever that's on the other side of this wall, it's a little bit bigger, so I'd be able to have a better city layout and a better Lego room. So that's the plan. But right now, I just like to concentrate on like one section at a time. So I just concentrate on one thing, get that done, move on to the next thing. So I want to finish that, doing that section of Hogsmeade Mountain. Then I'm going to probably simultaneously actually finish working, filling in the Mills plate here and back here. And then I want to do the Expecto Patronum set here and do that scene at the lake. And then, I don't know. This whole section is going to be Harry Potter when it's done at some point.
Oh, excellent. And I think Bonnie's Bricks has then asked the question, are you also an all year round Christmas fan?
Okay, so I know what you're referring to. You're referring to the tree up there. Yes, that was Hallmark. It's a Hallmark ornament Harry Potter tree. But as far as I'm concerned, Harry Potter is year round. And so I leave it up all year because I don't feel like it's too Christmassy, even though it is technically a tree with lights. But I like it, and I'm keeping it up.
Yeah, no,
It's really just the hair for the minifig. That's what it is. It's not a tree. It's the minifig's hair.
What was that?
The minifig that it's on. It's its hair. It's not.
Yeah,
a tree.
there you go. I never thought of it that way. I just put it back there because it was the easiest place to put it and still hide the wire somewhat. But then I also realized you can't really see any of the wires back through there because it's so far away. But there is a button on it that I could push and it'll play the Harry Potter theme music, but it's like super duper loud, so I don't play it very much. And I especially don't play it on here for copyright reasons.
Yeah, it's funnier on the live streams because where I did a little bit of an intro, I'd actually grabbed a song which I really like, and I can never find a proper version of it anywhere. And I was a little bit worried about the copyright strike, but then it's sort of like, wait a minute, I'm only making like 2 cents off this stream anyhow, so whatever. It's kind of like,
and I really shouldn't even care because I'm not even monetized yet. What are they gonna do? Unmonetize me? Okay.
yeah, they'll give the fraction of your 2 cents to the original copyright holder. So.
Yeah, they can take the 2 cents out of my nothing.
So I guess we were talking a little bit earlier, I don't know, because I think you're probably on your way back home from work or something like that, but just sort of Lego and budgeting and sort of things and how we sort of select what we're working on or, you know, what we're sort of spending on. Obviously, it sounds like you've got a very sort of heavy Harry Potter bent. Is there anything sort of outside of that you're sort of expanding into, or are you sort of focusing on that at the moment?
So I like the brick heads, but I only buy certain brick heads, and that's it. And I do like city sets, and I'm really starting to like friend sets even more. Still not a fan of the mini dolls, but I would say probably most of my money goes towards Harry Potter for the most part. And then I'll just buy any random set that I like. Like I have what do I have that's kind of random? That's not like normal for me. I have a Monkey Kids set. I have the fruit mountain thingy, whatever. I have that one. And I buy sets for like the different, like, you know, pop things that I like pop genre things. Like I have Jurassic Park. I have Batman. The hubby is into Star Wars and he builds Lego too. So he has a lot of Star Wars sets. That's pretty much it. And space. He had to correct me, and space. You're a side comment. It's him. I don't know why he's side commenting now. He never does on my stream. I don't know.
I think you mentioned Star Wars, so that probably triggered him.
Probably because I didn't mention space, which I should have, because he I think, did you want to be an astronaut at one point? Oh, yeah. He wanted to be an astronaut when he was a kid. But now he wants to get a pilot's license, but not to be like, do that for a living, just to like be able to fly planes because he loves to fly.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so we do have, like, we have the Saturn V. We have the, what's the other one? We have the shuttle.
Yeah, the Discovery one, is it? I think.
I'm not 100% familiar with everything dealing with space. That would be the hubby. I know we have the space station. What if Lego made Harry Potter mini doll? I I would buy them. I would. Who am I kidding? I would. Because I'm also a completionist, so that does not help. And an X-Wing Starfighter. We did get the X-Wing, UCS X-Wing. And he was happy it came out because he didn't want to buy the old one because he wants to have like all the UCS sets. But he's like, if they're going to come out with a new one, I'm going to pay the whatever that was versus the like $1,000 for the old UCS one.
Yeah, and particularly with some of those, if they're out some time ago, the builds of them obviously don't use a lot of the modern techniques and parts, and they feel a little bit compromised.
Yeah. I really want them to make because I do like Star Wars. I'm just not a fan like how he's a fan. I like Star Wars. I'll watch the movies, but I can't remember all the details and stuff like that. I would love for them to remake the Ewok Village. That is on my wish list. Because I love the Ewoks. Like, my favorite characters in Star Wars are like all the little cute animal characters and like the little side characters. I could care less about most of the main characters. I like the Ewoks. I like the Porg. Like, I have the Porg build up there. I like BB-8. Obviously, I love Baby Yoda. So, like, I like the little cute stuff. Not a big fan of, like, most of the big characters.
Yeah, I guess with them doing this Endor's speeder bike, display sort of thing, it probably opens the door for an Ewok display one to probably be not too far down the line.
I hope so. I would totally buy it. Because I don't own a Wicket. I need a Wicket. I love Wicket. I need Wicket.
But a Wicket
buy that
was
4+ set, but I don't have it.
I just thought there was a rather reasonable priced set. Was it last year or the year before?
I know it's out currently, but it's just a little 4+ set with Wicket in it, but I don't have it.
Yeah. I
had reached my limit for spending on May 1st. So I was just like, I know it's not that much, but I'm just going to leave it there.
Right.
The Porg is a fun build. I definitely recommend getting the Porg. It's so cute and fun. And you can like display him with his mouth open yelling.
Is the Porg still for sale, or is that a retired set now? I can't remember.
It's retired.
Yeah, well, isn't it?
I am not the person to ask. I can keep up on like what's retired and what's not. I'm just like, I just try to hurry up and buy it if I can.
When it comes
what do you think to Ninjago, the new Ninjago that's coming out?
I'm not a big Ninjago fan. The buildings are kind of cool though, but I'm not a big Ninjago fan. I don't own a single.
I'm the same, but I do like the look of the what was it called, Matt? Again, sorry.
The markets.
You got Ninjago Gardens, markets. That's it. Yeah,
markets.
Yeah, I did like I like the gardens, but the only way I would get it would be if I could figure out a way to put it in my city and have it make sense. And with what I want to put in the city, like once it's all done, it kind of wouldn't make sense anywhere. So
well,
just like,
today it's my mission to talk everyone into buying it, because then I feel less bad about spending the money. I think Harry Potter universe is in London. London has Chinatown. Chinatown looks a bit like Ninjago City. You need Chinatown in your, because otherwise it's not London.
Well, okay, so here's my argument for this. Most of what I'm doing for Harry Potter is more of the Wizarding World part, not the London part. And then when I get to like the city part, because well, now that there's going to be a Hogsmeade station, and I already have the other train that has King's Cross, I'm going to have both of them. So the part that's going to have King's Cross is just going to be like city, but not specifically London. It's just going to be like city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for maybe where Diagon Alley, like Diagon Alley will probably be the only thing that I would probably have that would be Harry Potter-ish on that side.
Yeah.
And then like I do have the Dursleys' house, so I'll probably have that somewhere, but it's gonna be like in a more residential area or something like that.
Right.
That's my plan.
So that's the thing. If you had one of those Ninjago ones, if you put it into like your snowy part there, making the mods to it to make it look like it's in a snow season, and then having the river frozen or something.
Yeah. It's a thought, but I also would rather spend that money on Harry Potter sets and other sets. No offense, Ninjago fans.
No, that's...
I would much rather spend my money on Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But if you ever changed your mind, I think I have half a dozen other reasons just to justify it. Like, this is the place of a witch. It's enchanted, and that's grandparents of Luna Lovegood. They are crazy.
It doesn't take much to talk me into spending money unless I really don't have any money. And like right now, I'm really trying to save up for my trip because later in the year, the hubby and I are coming to the UK for a while, and we're going to spend some time in London, and then we're going to spend some time in Scotland because his ancestors are from Scotland. So we have to go to the tippy top of Scotland, practically like 2 hours north of Inverness. And I'm like, 2 hours north of Inverness, and that's like the highest city that I know of, or the furthest north city that I know of in Scotland. I was like, okay, guess I'm gonna have to bring even more warmer clothes than I thought. But I don't know.
Although you go there in September, right?
End of August, beginning of September.
Yeah, I don't think you really need this thick of close layers, because I think I was there in September too. I think August really hot, September, October really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there, at least Scotland, last July, and it was like, meant to be sort of coming into summer, and I think it was still like 9 degrees and raining most days. I think there was one day it was sunny and that was okay, but yeah, it's certainly it's not necessarily, unless there's a heat wave, it's not going to be warm. It's going to be, pretty mild and possibly raining. So
right,
I'm going to make sure that I am prepared. Like I'm at least going to have like a nice warm hoodie.
Right. There's something strange. There's something strange in Scotland. I think it was the case, and I think every time when I am in England, it's the case as well. If it rains, it never rains for long.
Oh, it's like that in Florida.
No, in Scotland it can rain for a long time.
Oh, then I was lucky.
Like months.
Sometimes it does seem like it here where I live. It feels like it's going to never stop raining, but it usually stops eventually. It just depends on the weather.
Yeah, wrap up because it'll get windy.
I just can't wait to come because, like, it's been a dream for, like, so long.
yeah, and I suppose you've got the Harry Potter Studios tour sort of at the top of your list.
Oh, yeah. Everything related to Harry Potter, like, everything that I can find related to Harry Potter, I am going to do.
Yeah,
if I can
visit to the Lego store.
Oh, I'm definitely going to like as many Lego stores as I can. I plan on picking up a Lego passport before I come over, so I can have it. Like, yeah, I'm
Nice idea.
I'm
Yeah, get it
super
done.
excited.
We have our own Lego passports as well, if you forget.
Are they the same colour?
No, I think the ones in America are blue.
Okay.
And the ones over here are the sort of reddish colour.
They're not changing that now because of Brexit.
I don't think so, because it's Europe wide.
No, I think they. Sorry, what colour did you say they were?
The sort of maroony colour.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, we got one recently, and it was definitely the red. So.
Yeah, I think all the pictures I've seen for the ones here, I think they've all been blue.
Yeah, because our Australian ones are blue, so it's always easy to know which one you've got. Because is it red or blue? Red pill or the blue pill? But yeah, certainly the studio tour is really, really good. Because half the sets they just sort of made and they just sort of left there. Like that's where they actually filmed some of them.
Yeah.
And they've got it done pretty well. It's just, it's sort of on the outskirts of London. So there's a good train link there. Usually there's a good bus service which sort of shuttles you there. But they can be a little bit silly with it at times. But no, you'll enjoy that. And of course, the main Leicester Square Lego store is heavily Harry Potter themed. So you've probably seen it.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. I'm just super excited about like everything. I'll probably completely geek out when I'm there.
So when are you doing that? Is that you were saying that was August, September?
It's the end of August and beginning of September. We're going to be there for 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. So you'll probably just miss when the kids have, because the kids usually go back to school. What is it? Is it about the 1st of September, give or take?
Yeah, it is 1st of September this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Not that I don't like kids, but it makes going to see things a lot easier.
Yeah, certainly if we can, even though we've got kids, we'll try to time it when it's either not many kids or first thing in the morning or something when nobody's usually there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get tickets for the tour so that it's like first thing in the morning. Even though I tend not to wake up very well when I'm on vacation, but I will for that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think when the like things like Buckingham Palace, does that sort of interest you or?
Oh yeah. I want to see like all of the typical like touristy things and then like all of the Harry Potter things, all of the Lego things. And that'll probably take up the entire week, so.
Yeah. Because the actual tickets to get inside Buckingham Palace, they only have a limited number of them, and they generally only have them over summer when sort of like it used to be when the Queen wasn't there, but I guess now when the King's not there.
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. I guess I need to plan that too, huh?
Yeah, that'd be something I'd sort of be checking out sooner rather than later, just to make sure. Just if you want to get in and have a look around, sort of thing. Yeah, obviously, if you just want to go to the outside where they've got the gates and all that sort of stuff, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that would be pretty easy, I would think.
Yeah, I think as Bonnie sort of said, book at ASP, time slots book out way in advance, so you're having to do an evening slot. Same for West End shows. Yeah.
Good to know, because I definitely need to know that.
Yeah, although if your heart is set on a certain show, then book ahead. But if you just want to be entertained, at least before COVID, it was really a good bargain to go on the day that you want to see a show to the ticket booth and buy it directly for the evening shows, because the theaters are so small. for most part, it's not really that relevant that you sit first row in order to see. And I think I saw Kevin Spacey for £10, 10, 15 pounds. It was really inexpensive.
I like inexpensive.
Yeah. It's just if you really want to see something specific. I saw La Cage aux Folles, and that I really wanted to see because of John Barrowman. And those tickets I bought ahead. Because if it's sold out, it's sold out.
That's good to know. Like, we haven't even booked our hotel yet. And I'm like, we kind of we need, okay, so since we're splitting the trip in half, like half London, half Scotland, it's like we need to figure out when we're leaving London and going to Scotland. And then we got to come back to London to catch our plane to leave. So we got to figure that part out. And then it's like, okay, well, we need to plan hotel for London, and potentially he's talking about like getting a hotel in Inverness for one day and then going to where his family is and then coming back to Inverness and then booking another hotel in Edinburgh. Is that right? I want to say Edinburgh. Yeah, Edinburgh. And then booking like a couple nights there potentially. That's what he's talking about doing. So it's like we're looking at booking 3 hotels. I'm like, we kind of need to figure this out like now. And then like I want to meet as many people as I can in the Lego community while I'm there, because, you know, once in a lifetime potentially. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to come back. So yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to be very busy and very tired on this trip. And I'm not like, usually when I go on vacation, it's more of we just wing it and like do whatever we want to do, whatever time we want to do it. Like we don't plan things like at this time be here, at this time be here, at this time be here. And I'm starting to figure out we kind of need to do that this time. Even though it goes against every fiber of my being.
I've generally found a lot of the things in London, you do need to book in advance. It's particularly that time of year. If you sort of leave it to the last minute or try to rock up, I think apart from, as Nicole was saying, if you're getting the sort of tickets that didn't sell at the last minute, then yeah, you can do that. But most other things, certainly look at booking in advance sort of thing.
Yep, I'm learning that really fast. Yeah. But I know once I get there, I'm just going to be so happy and tired. I'll be very tired.
Are you going to do some vlogs of your trip?
I haven't decided yet. I might. Part of that.
Just thinking it'll make really interesting content for your channel, that's all.
Has anyone else built a typewriter? Like Nicole, you built it.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Right, this is definitely a 2-person build, I'd say. I don't think this was it fun doing it just by yourself.
I can definitely tell you that building it is more fun than taking it apart. But it is really you need to concentrate, because I made a mistake during the build, and it's really repetitive, and you need to focus on what's told and how to really do it properly.
Yeah, the keys are kind of not as like some of them are not lined up.
Right.
Is that, will they rejig at the end, or where did that go?
Yeah, I have for mine. I think there were 1 or 2 which really, when you looked at it, weren't really lined up. Yeah. The rest ended up in the end to work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Otherwise, you take it apart and do it again.
Okay. Or not.
Right. And that's not a bug, it's a feature. It doubles the fun of building Lego.
Have you got any paper for this typewriter, Terry?
It comes with like loads of paper, so you get given like letters with the Lego logo.
Right,
on,
so you can display it. Yeah,
and you get it in
That's
like
cool.
all different languages.
Yeah.
So it's quite cool.
It's cool how you can display it like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
I'm
the
sure
sound of it will be amazing.
Does it make a tippy tappy noise?
Yes. It sounds like that.
It's getting there. None of the keys are straight though. Like
Yeah.
my OCD is not enjoying this.
Right.
Get them on, and then you can twist them till they're straight.
It's a lot of technique as well.
Right. It's definitely not something for someone who has OCD.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know. Can you see the letters? They're just all over the place. We'll line them up eventually. Look at that. Look at that F.
Oh my god.
This is definitely messing with people. It's awful.
That would mess with my OCD. No,
Yeah,
no, I would have to fix that immediately.
The thing is, you're probably going to knock them the entire time you're building. I'm guessing it's a do at the end kind of thing.
Yeah.
Some of them move
That's
a lot
true,
easier
but
than
it would
others.
still drive me insane.
You could muck all the
I don't know
keys
what happened there.
about.
It just dropped.
Yeah.
Change all the keys to say the brick bod. Do a little
Oh,
short
we
with
could.
it. Say,
Oh, we don't have enough
thank
letters.
you for 1,000 subscribers on the letter that you
Well,
type.
that would be fun.
That would be quite
We
cool.
did quite a few more letters.
Yeah. Did these make it onto Bricks and Pieces?
I
But
don't
I much
know.
prefer these letters to the little ones,
Mm.
because the little letters that come in like the dot set, they use the M for the W, and that really bugs me. Like a W up just doesn't look the same.
Mm.
No, it doesn't.
Too straight. Right.
It depends. I think an M can look like an upside down W, but a W can't look like an upside down M.
Yes.
No. So the M. Look at that. That does not look like a W.
Yes, but that looks like an M. That's what
Oh
I'm
right.
saying.
Okay, you're saying the other way around. Okay.
I'm gonna
It's
write
better
that
to have the
down.
W and turn it upside down and use it as an M.
Yeah, I agree.
No, they did it the wrong way round.
They definitely did.
Thank you, Bonnie. I wrote that down.
And then I think KO has an interesting tip.
Tell Greg you need him for a special hotel offer so you can get a free room when Greg is in us. Well, Monarch said that I should have him be my tour guide because I would never lose him because he's so loud.
You just have to look for the giant iPad going around everywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
You take you around on his Gregor bus.
Of course, he would probably lose me because I'm short. So, like in a crowd, sometimes I get lost because I'm short.
Well, he's not exactly tall either, so
No, people still tend to lose me. Like I'm short even for short because I'm only 5'3". I don't know what that is in centimeters, but I'm 5'3". I'm pretty short.
So, yeah. But,
Okay, I'm going to head to bed. I've done the bit that I think is exciting, and I'm going to leave Ian in charge of the typewriter.
Yeah.
I also think doing Technic late at night is probably not a good idea.
Probably
Right.
not.
Oh.
Because even at the best of times, I get Technic wrong, don't I? I'm
Yes.
so bad at it.
Oh.
Cool.
I'll leave you in charge.
Okay.
Right. Night, everybody.
Spelling
Take
the-
care.
Congratulations again.
Yeah, we're doing our celebration stream on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's going to be hilarious.
It
Yeah,
will be-
I will definitely catch it after my live stream.
Yeah, hopefully are you changing in and out of a costume, or are you staying in it the whole stream?
I'll probably be in the costume the whole stream.
There's a costume. Oh,
There's a
God.
costume.
There's a costume, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you manage to put lights in it?
It doesn't like.
It is battery powered.
Yeah, it is battery powered.
Oh,
So wrong. Right. Bye.
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 Can't wait for Sunday.
FabBlondie, we could now here make a deal that once your channel hits 1,000, we could think of a costume.
Oh, I don't do costumes.
Not even 1,000?
Nope.
5,000?
Nope. I don't do costumes. I do not do costumes. I would rather have a big giveaway than do a costume. Which that's probably what I would do. I would probably do a giveaway.
Yeah. Put the costume budget into the giveaway.
There you go. Nicole's idea is the money for that was put into the giveaway.
Right.
It sounds like Nicole's keen for a costume, though.
Yeah.
TVs, that's what you get. That's
Yeah.
Or any of my Mickey Mouse ears. That's it. That's it. Or mini ears. Whatever. The ears.
But we could
So talking of subscribers, Nicole, when are you putting videos on your channel?
Got one on there. You got one.
Yeah. I really need
what
to.
costume are you wearing when you hit 1,000?
Right. If I'm not careful, I will have the biggest YouTube channel without any videos, because I talk people into following me, and I don't produce anything. But I really have to. It's so difficult. I don't know how you guys do it. It's in the morning I'm full of energy and I have plans, and in the evening I am not that liveful. And
it's called fake it till you make it. That's my strategy. Fake it till you make it.
I'm not really sure I'm good at that. Maybe I should consider a costume. Like, I don't know. Maybe I get then with a new persona if I come up with what costume could I use. I don't know.
I thought you were going to do a live opening of all those Disney minifigs.
I really have to, and the box is closed in my living room setting, and I want to open it, but I committed to open it live, so I can't open it until I figure out how to do lives.
I saw you put a poll. Should you open it? Was it on YouTube, Twitch, or Instagram? Didn't you?
On Instagram, that was a bit upsetting because, okay, it was reassuring and upsetting simultaneously because no one answered. It's not that everyone told me don't do it, but no one told me to do it either. So
I don't think I saw it.
It was a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
I voted. I don't understand why you got none.
I didn't. Oh,
Yeah,
then
put a
I have
vote
to
in.
check it again. Because maybe I just did not understand how the voting system works. Because I looked at it and I thought, okay, that's either really kind because no one really voted.
I'm not sure where on Instagram it puts your vote poll. I don't know where it puts the results, to be fair. I've never done one.
Yeah, I've never done one either, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I think it. I've only done a couple, and yeah, it's much the same sort of thing. Because if it stays there for like the 24 hours, and then obviously if you can go to 23 hours, you can see it. I think after that, it may go into your archive, but how you get to your archive, I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah. I will try to find it out.
I think, you know, on your Instagram like homepage, if you like.
Yeah.
I think if you look on the top right corner, there's either 3 dots that you can expand. If you look in there, I think down there there's a space called archive. But I'm not too sure. I haven't archived anything, to be fair.
Or it could be under the settings in your profile.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Hold on, I have my phone right here. Let's see.
I'm still learning Instagram myself, to be fair.
Because I feel like... Okay, so if you go to your profile... Stop it, phone. Stop. Okay. You go to your phone.
Yeah.
Or you go to your profile. And then... I don't know if no, it won't show it. The little hamburger menu, the 3 lines, if you click on that, it has archive underneath that.
Oh, right.
Huh. Yeah. All my stories are in there. So there you go. That's where you find it.
I see the story, but I don't see the result of it.
So I think if you click on if you like the story and click on the poll in it or something, it then displays the results. Is that how it works?
Oh, that might be it. I've never done a poll to try it.
Carrie does polls. I'm sure she said something.
Oh, right. You are right. Okay. I found the votes. One said that I should do it on Instagram. Three said that I should do it on YouTube.
There you go.
YouTube it is then.
I was one of them that said YouTube.
Perfect.
I thought it might get your channel recognised.
Oh, that's so nice. That's perfect. Thank you. And I really thought of that's a message as well. No one answers.
Hey, we all learned something new today.
Right.
And I cannot find this piece. Where is this piece?
Oh, I don't think we ever got to sing with FabBlondie. What are you sort of building or working on this evening?
So during my live stream last week, I was building the Disney villains brickhead. So I'm building Cruella.
Oh, nice.
Which I could have worn my Cruella ears because I have the Disney version, the mini. Ooh. But I wore them last time or on the last live stream. But they kind of gave me a little bit of a headache. So these are like based off of Cruella. So I wore them on the last live stream. And it was weird. This side of my head was getting warm. And I'm like, why? It's net and more net. And then the feathers are up here. So why is my head getting warm? But it also gave me a little bit of a headache. So I was like, I'm not going to wear those.
I'm just wearing those ones, yeah.
These, however, don't give me a headache. So it'll be interesting to see. So the rest of this month is going to be Disney on my live streams. So I'm going to wear my, I only have one pair of Disney ears that aren't like specific. And they're from the 50th anniversary. But they're totally me because they're like blingy. So I'm going to wear those the rest of the month. And I love them. I need to get a pair for the 100th because I'm pretty sure they have some online.
No, I'm sure they'll have, yeah. Disney knowing merchandise? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So where in the States are you?
I'm in Ohio, in the Midwest.
Okay. So you're not really near Disneyland Park, per se?
No. Nope. I would like to be nearer to Disney World. I don't want to be in California because I don't like the idea of the earth shaking. I'd rather deal with hurricanes than earth shaking if I had to pick between the two. But yeah, no, it's quite a trip for us to get to Disney World.
Because we went to the one in Florida, what was that, about 2018, which is, yeah, on the whole, it was fantastic, really enjoyed it and everything. The only downside was, because of a legacy deal, they don't have any of the Marvel stuff there at the one in Florida, because the deal was pretty much anything east of the Mississippi, Disney itself can't do. It was sold to, I think, was it Universal back in like the 90s or something?
Yeah.
So that was the only thing. So like, we'll have to go out to the LA one so that we can sort of, have that whole Avengers campus and, all that sort of Marvel sort of side of stuff.
Yeah, it is weird going to, because I've been a few times down there, and we always obviously go to Universal all the time. And then we go to Disney too. And it's weird, especially now knowing that Disney owns Marvel, to go to Disney and there's no Marvel in sight, but then you go over to Universal and there's Marvel everywhere. And you're like, this is a little odd. It should be the other way around. But, oh well.
Yeah. Have you ever been out to Cape Canaveral?
Have we been? I feel like we've been. Like one of our first trips, I feel like. I don't know. That would be a hubby question.
Okay, then, yeah. Because it's only about 45 minutes away from sort of that area. And we went out there, particularly when the kids were much younger. And that was fantastic. It was a great little day trip sort of thing when you can get to go and see, obviously where they're doing all the launches and things and all the sort of museum pieces of what's left over from various rockets and stuff.
I feel like we did the first time we went down there. I feel like we did. Because I feel like we stayed in Orlando, and for some reason I do remember going out to like the coast somewhere and then coming back. Yeah, we did go to Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
It was just so long ago. But yeah, we did. Oh yeah, that's the time the GPS sent us to like this place that was like definitely not Cape Canaveral. It was like an abandoned apartment complex. And we were like, definitely not Cape Canaveral, but we figured it out.
We got there eventually. Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah, because we do try, because he's a big space fan. We try to go to like all the different things. So like I had already been to Wright Pat quite a few times. So we had gone to Wright Pat a few times. And then, so he actually was born in Virginia, basically DC. And they, in DC, like a lot of people, they like to go to this place called Chincoteague. And they have, it's called, I think it's Wallops, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where Wallops is. So whenever we go to Chincoteague, which highly recommend, if you want a relaxing vacation that doesn't involve a whole bunch of running around, go to Chincoteague. It is amazing because it is so relaxing. It's Chincoteague and Assateague Island. You can't stay on Assateague. But they're famous for their wild horses. Actually, they're wild ponies, technically. But you can actually go and see these wild ponies. And every year they have what do they call it? It's the firefighters hold it. I can't remember what it's called. It probably is like the firefighter festival. Don't say that fast. And they herd the ponies off of Assateague Island through the water because they can swim. And so they swim across to Chincoteague and then they auction off some of them. And then I think they herd them back across the island and then they mate. And yeah, it's really cool. I highly recommend it. And it's just very relaxing. It's like small town USA. I need to go back.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of those things where they herd the horses across like a river or something, and then as you're saying, sort of to a market or something.
Yeah, they auction them off, and it's for charity. I think it's for the firefighters, actually. I forget when they do it. I want to say it's in May. I don't know. I can't remember. The hubby would know if I wanted to yell down to him, but I don't feel like yelling. Because he remembers all that stuff. I tend to forget stuff. which anybody who watches my live streams knows I forget stuff.
But if they auction now the horses, that's an unpractical souvenir to bring home, isn't it?
Well, it's the locals that buy them for the most
okay.
part. There are people who do come from out of town to buy them, but like I don't know what they do with them. But yeah,
Right.
it's really cool though. Like just seeing, you can take. So you can't go on the island at all where the horses live. You cannot go on the island at all. I feel like, I don't know, or maybe there's like one part where you can. I can't remember. It's been too long. But you can take boat tours around the island, and you can see the horses from the island. So, or on the island from the boat. So it's pretty cool. And if you're lucky, you can see some dolphins or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if dolphins are up that far, but it's really cool.
Very cool.
I really like it. Like when I want a good relaxing vacation where I'm not like running around. Like for me, going to Orlando is the running around vacation and being tired every single night.
Right.
Going to Chincoteague, it's a relaxing vacation. Put your phone away. Don't feel like you got to do anything. Don't feel like you got to go anywhere by a certain time because there's not like any tourist traps. There's no big thing to see. The biggest thing to see is honestly the ponies.
Right.
And actually, there was a book written about it that's like kind of famous, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah. Yeah, just the name sounds relaxing.
Yeah, it's really, I can't spell it. So, well, I can spell it, but then I spell it wrong. And I can't say how I spell it because it's actually our password.
Yeah.
Because I spelled it wrong when I used it for our Wi-Fi password. And like nobody can crack our Wi-Fi password.
Right.
I was planning ahead. That's it.
Yeah, right.
And just KO saying he's not fond of crowds, which you can understand.
I'm actually not fond of crowds either, but typically it's not like sardines. You don't feel like sardine. Like I don't like crowds where you feel like a sardine and you gotta walk around like this. I don't like those crowds, and I generally just don't like crowds. Period. Bye. And but at Disney, at least I've never felt like, and we've gone like during tourist season. We've gone during non-tourist. Like I've been there during Christmas. And the only time I felt crowded during Christmas was waiting to get into the park because we were there like when the park opened. That's the only time I ever felt like really crowded. Other than that, like it's so big, it's hard to feel like, except when you go get food. Okay, that's the only exception. When you go to get food, if you want to sit down, good luck. Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the things we noticed. The difference between Disney in Florida and Euro Disney was in Euro Disney, it just felt like they were letting in as many people as you could. It didn't matter. So then everything was just crowd and there was lines everywhere, like just where it was really excessive sort of thing.
Yeah. I think, well, so the last time we went, they were still in the COVID mode of where you had to make like a reservation to get in. So they were controlling the crowd size. But even before the pandemic, I never felt like I never felt uncomfortable. But at the same time, if I'm really happy, then I kind of won't care. So I just have to be happy and I'm okay with a crowd. I guess. I don't know.
When I was a kid, we went to Disneyland Paris and it rained and all the French left. So the place was pretty much deserted just because it rained.
Because the English are used to it.
Well, and in Florida, like one time that we went, it was during the rainy season. So it'll rain really hard and then it'll stop raining, and then like half an hour later, it'll just be pouring down again. And every time it would pour down, it was like it seemed like there was nobody in the park, even though basically everybody had just gone off into the stores or whatever. Okay, I think I messed up. Well, I'm missing a piece. I don't know. And Bonnie is asking if buying any sets on release day June 1st. Yeah, I am. And I'm a midnight online buyer because typically I can't go to the Lego store the same day because I work.
Yeah.
And by the time I would get there, they would not be there. So I tend to stay up. So May 1st was a disaster, and I was horrible at work on May 1st. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, we
What are some of the release ones for June 1st?
You've got that Villains, which I would like to buy.
Harry Potter. Bunch of Harry Potter.
Okay.
Dobby.
That's
I also. I'm
Oh,
one of the
and I
ones
think that big Disney villain set, I think, is coming out too.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a beautiful set. That is. That's the day one for me.
Oh, is that the one with VHS?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No,
Yeah, I need it. Okay, I need it just because it has Maleficent in it, but then I just think it looks really cool.
Yeah,
It does. I've got a new bookshelf. I think it looked really cool on one of the shelves.
Yeah. I need that set. I don't know if it's going to be a day one just because Harry Potter is at the same time, and I tend to prioritize Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I June 1st is going to be very expensive.
I'm one of those that orders online as well because with work commitments and my two sons, I can't always get to the Lego store because it's not typically down the road. It's a couple of hours away, but I have been and I will go, but I typically order online.
I also just don't like standing in line, so I'm not a line person. Except for amusement, except like Disney World and Universal. That's the only time I will stand in line. Other than that, I hate standing in lines. I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, I don't get too many things day one because a lot of the times just wait months later when it goes on discount sort of thing.
If it's months later, sometimes it's just a matter of hours or days.
Well, you found those. You found those diorama sets, didn't you, Nicole? You found those diorama Star Wars ones cheaper on Amazon, and that was only like a day later, wasn't it?
In the morning, instead of midnight.
On the same morning.
Yeah, I woke up, and Matt could be right. That could be a Germany phenomenon because I had that's since it's for years. I remember a couple of years ago, I bought Harry Potter sets June 1st. I pre-ordered it May 1st. Got it, then they lost my package. I got it way into June. And within a couple of days, while waiting for the sets, which I had bought May 1st, I saw it on Amazon, discounted 20%. And I thought, great. I could have had it with 24-hour delivery, and now I'm waiting for my full price Lego pre-order. That wasn't annoying at all.
Doesn't sound like it.
I do think that is strictly like some Germany thing because I can never find anything that early on sale here.
It's something like, I think Germany is the second largest Lego market. Like it's something crazy like that. So, there's a lot of, because even when you look at some of the Bricklink stuff, there's a lot of cheap Bricklink stuff out of Germany. I'm always amazed at that. But yeah, and the other thing we find a lot too is, I think I've mentioned this before, we can actually get things from from Amazon Germany even paying postage, and it's still way cheaper than the cheapest stuff that we have here. The only problem we have is now that we're not in the EU, if we spend anything over, I think it's 185 euros, then we'll get a 30% import tax on it. So you've kind of got to go up to that limit, pay the 4 or 5 euros.
Yeah. Right. Matt, is it based on time which you buy within a month, or could you just split it in 3 orders?
Yeah, it's per package.
Ah.
So yeah, it's the sort of thing if you had 3 different orders, but as you have each different order, you pay your 4 or 5 euros postage.
Right.
So, you know,
yeah, but it's better than 30%.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that's just the thing you got to be conscious of. The weird thing though is sometimes like you can order it from Germany and you pay the German price, but it then will get shipped from a warehouse in the UK.
Yeah.
So I've had that once where it's sort of like I've ordered it within about like an hour. It's like, oh, we've shipped it, and you go to track it, and it's like, wait a minute, it left the warehouse in like Birmingham.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, like I just got in an order that I placed on BrickLink, and I ordered from a seller that was in the Czech Republic, but I honestly thought they were in Germany. Don't know why I thought they were in Germany. And it was cheaper for me to buy 650 2x4 white bricks from them, pay 20 some odd dollars or more in shipping, than me trying to buy it from a US seller or buying it off of Lego.
Right.
I was just like, wow. Because I think I saved like it probably would have cost twice as much, maybe. Because I think I paid like $60 altogether with shipping and for the actual bricks. And I think just the bricks by themselves was more than $60. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to order from here and save some money and just patiently wait.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt, have you looked at buying from Barcelona? Because if you fly out to Barcelona, the Lego store's then about a half hour from the airport, and then you can get the VAT back on it, so you save 21%. So you know that could be cheaper than actually getting it sent to you. Just fly out for the day.
Yeah, if you got nothing to do, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was the one thing after when we went to the Lego house in Billund, like on the cash register there, on a little tiny little sticker, it's like, oh, you can get this tax free, and that was after it already purchased some stuff, so purchased another round. You could, but it was such a palaver because in the store you then had to get a special receipt which had your passport details on it and everything. They then had to stamp it with a special stamp. You then had to go, when you got to the airport, into the customs place. They had to see your receipt. They would then give you another stamp. And then once you went through security in that, there was like a money exchange place where you had to then actually go and basically cash it in.
Yeah.
But then because they weren't associated with whatever it was, they then charged you a commission. And if you didn't have the stamps, you couldn't do it. And if you wanted to do it then and there, they would only give it to you in Danish krona.
Right.
So, I mean, we were able to do it in the end with the ones where we ticked all the boxes, because the early receipts we didn't know about it because we hadn't seen the sign.
Yeah.
And by the time you got all the way through it, it starts off at 21%, but by the time everyone's taking their commission and everything, it worked out to about 12%. And it was just the sort of thing. It's like, well, okay, we got a few things back, but because you're giving it in local currency, it's like, well, I'm just going to have to spend it here in the airport anyhow, sort of thing. So, you did have an option to, once you got back to the UK, post it back to Denmark and then get a check or something. But it's all that just sounds like it's even fraught with more danger.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, no, it is possible and can be done. When I get around to doing the videos on Billund or whatever, there's got to be one just on that whole process because it can be done. I mean, if people are going to be there anyhow.
Yeah. We forgot to take our passports to the Lego store in Barcelona, so we didn't actually manage to get it done at all. But I don't know how complicated it is in Spain. I mean, it's meant to be very simple according to what they claim, but whether it actually turns out to be, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's the few times we've done that before with other things, traveling between Australia and the UK and everything like that. And yeah, it's sold to you like that in the store. Oh yeah, this is dead simple. So you spend the money, and by that stage they don't care because you're gone, you're not coming back. But it's usually a matter of jumping through multiple hoops to do it, and it does. Yeah, usually you've got to have your original. Depending upon the country, you've got to have the original receipt just right. It's usually got to have some special thing about it, and it can't be a standard one. And somebody's got to verify it, and yeah, you have to physically show the item. Because we did that too with our years ago wedding rings. Because we're traveling between the UK and Australia, and then we were going on a honeymoon and stuff like that. We tried to do it. And they went through the whole palaver of that, and there was one little box or something we didn't tick. And of course, it's on your way out of the country, so they don't care. But because we were coming back and doing another trip, we were then able to come back, go to that store, get the right stamp, then go to the airport, and then do it, sort of thing. And you could do it, but yeah, it's the thing where they sell it to you like that. So obviously you spend the money, but then they put all the hoops in the way to make sure that it becomes very difficult to get it back.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible, but yeah, just expect that you're going to have to really mess around with things. I think BlondieBricks heading off. Thanks very much for sticking around and having a chat. It's been very good. And yeah, we'll definitely have to check out your videos. And
take care, Bonnie.
I'm sure if you've got Instagram there on your site, we can then sort of see your Instagram as well. Most of everyone here who's on tonight is down in the description. And like Snow, yeah, just nip out to the Lego store in Barcelona.
It's great. Bonnie's channel is fun. I've watched some of her videos. Her channel is fun. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to her somewhere. I finished Cruella.
Oh, look at her. That's incredible.
It's a lot easier to build on somebody else's stream than on your own stream.
Yeah.
That's what I have learned really fast.
Yeah.
I just don't know where I'm going to put her. I guess I'll just put her on my desk with all the other ones. If I'm running out of room.
Yeah, that's always the thing when you before you start hosting or when you first do it, and you sort of sort of ribbing into other people that they're hosting and not building much. It's like, yeah, well, then you try it, and then if you're trying to keep track of all the chat and everything, it does slow you down.
It does. It does. And then, like on mine, like if a cat comes in, I'm like, "Hey, look, cat!" Because for me, cats are like squirrel. Which baby girl is here. She's taking a little nap. There's baby girl taking her nap in her little tower.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, this tower just happens to be the exact height as these IKEA tables, so it works out perfectly. And then I have that window right there, and they can jump into the window if I have the blind up. And then they get a nice view of like the little neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like Eason's favorite thing to do.
Let's see. think before you jumped on FabBlondie, did you see the next round of the Bricklink Designer with the 5 ones which have been selected, like the Parisian Street, the train station? No, he hasn't seen that. Okay, then.
I'm not the best at keeping up with Lego news. I try to, but it's kind of hard. Especially when you're trying to run your own channel, work a full-time job, do your side hustle, try to find another job, plus take care of Cat's house and hubby.
Right.
It's hard to keep up with the Lego news. Like, I tend to just see, like, I watch some people for, like, leaks and stuff, but I don't watch too many people. I just watch, like, 1 or 2 people, and that's it. And, yeah, so I don't tend to see a whole lot about the Bricklink stuff until it's, like, too late. Even though I get their emails, because I order from them, like, all the time. I just placed 3 orders the other day for a mock for the lug group that I'm in. And they already shipped. I was like, what? You guys are fast.
Yeah.
You're more reliable than Lego sometimes. Possibly all the time.
So you mentioned a lug group. What lug is that?
Oh, is she gone again?
May have dropped out. Either that or she's very good at holding still. And yeah, I think it's earlier Snowlaner was heading off for work and that. Hope you have a good day. And we've got someone here. Birds and stuff, what are you guys doing? We're all welcome along to the channel. Good to see you in. We're doing various flavors of building Lego at this point in time. I think Ian from the BrickBods is doing a Lego typewriter. Nicole was doing short-term memories. She's doing something.
Yeah, and let me give you a hint.
Oh, the Monkey Kid mech. Yes, the big mech. Monkey King mech. Yeah, that one. That's right, because we talked about that. And then Trevor is doing... I'm just trying to remember now.
Yeah. Trevor, don't show us. I'm
sorry about that. I don't know why this is happening, because legit, this has not happened for months and months and months, and then it happens twice.
That's okay. Half the time I get really bad lag issues, so I even have to drop out of my own stream just to rejoin, I guess.
But I think you were asking about what lug group I'm in.
Yes. Sorry, what lug group?
I am in the Dream Builders lug group that was started by the Brick Babe and her daughter Mo. And it's very inclusive, which is what I love about it. And it's an online one too. So I might not ever meet any of them unless they just happen to show up here, or I just happen to show up where they are. But it's still it's really cool. I was they have different challenges, and I started a mock for one of the challenges, and then I realized I needed pieces, hence the reason for 3 orders, which then ended up I probably didn't even need all 3 orders, because that's just how I am. I'm like, it's Lego. I can build something coming out of the wall instead of ordering the clear rod piece that's like 12 long. I'm like, I could have just built it.
Done it that way.
Yeah.
Which I ended up doing, so. But I wanted to get some other stuff too. And I'll need it eventually, right?
Yeah, that's
always
what we tell ourselves.
Right.
You can't have too many pieces.
You can never have enough Lego.
Right.
If you saw my backlog, you might disagree with it. I buy faster than I can build. I receive faster than I can build.
Yeah.
Because it's officially now in 3 parts of the house.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but oh,
if you're not
really good
tripping over it
sets in
going down
there.
the stairs, then it's not taken over everything.
Yeah.
Well, so there's some downstairs in the dining room. That's where the biggest pile is. It's downstairs in the dining room. Then there's actually 2 sections in here, like in my room. So there's a table over here, and there's Lego underneath that. And then right next to my door, right there, there's a pile of Lego. And then there's some Lego in the hallway. And there's actually some sitting on top of my sofa table in the living room.
See, that sounds contained. I mean, most of it's made it into rooms. That's better than we've got going on.
Well, I wouldn't call the hallway a room, though. But it is in a box.
We've got 3 sets of stairs. I would say that probably more steps have Lego on them than don't.
Wow.
Because it just gets put on there and slowly kind of moves up 1 step at a time to make room for the next bit.
Well,
and
that's
it's
one
funny,
way
like
to display Lego. Who really said that Lego must be built or must be built and must be on shelves? There are no rules. Stairs are perfectly display spaces.
We've got a set. So our Lego room is in the loft. So at the top of the stairs leading up to there, we've got a set that's just on this small, tiny landing bit, which we've then put a Lego bag over the top because Carrie couldn't work out how to close the blind on the window. So she didn't want to get in sun damage. So she just chucked. So it's now a Lego bag upside down over a set.
Right. Ian, I have to tell you, I really feel with you because I buy and collect Lego since 2018. And I really woke up before I moved to this apartment early at the beginning of last year because I went downstairs for some reason and I came by the, in Germany, we have blackboards with messages. And there was information from the owner of the apartments. We want to inform you that in 6 weeks, someone is going to come and check on the windows. And that shocked me because I went back to my apartment and I had a perfect system. Tables, everything on rolls. And it was a bit like, there was a system. If you moved the tables in a certain order, I was able to reach absolutely everything, but everything had to move in a certain order. And then I imagined guys to come to check on my windows. And I thought, that will be interesting because I can let them into the apartment, but then they need to stay at the certain corner of the apartment. And then it's like playing a game. Okay, I move tables. You go there, wait, moving tables. Now 3 meters and half a meter to the left. Wait, moving tables, and then there will be built into the apartment, way to the back, to the windows, because they will never be able to leave the apartment unless I start to move tables again. I thought, that's not...
So adult Tetris / holding people hostage at the same time.
Right.
Sounds standard.
Right.
That could work in your favor because it's the sort of thing they might only ever do it once. It's like, oh, we don't want to go back to that crazy woman again. That was terrible.
Yes. Yeah, one thing I've always been good at is like adult Tetris. So like making the piles for the backlog, I can keep it a little bit more contained because I'm good at that. And somehow I managed to like not have it be heavy enough where like the boxes on the bottom get squished or get damaged. But then again, I also don't care about the boxes because I throw them all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found the problem with that is that if you're really good at it, the shelves start to bend. So we do now have some bent shelves in some of our cupboards which I need to at some point flip so that they can then bend the other way to even themselves out.
Right.
See, all my backlogs, they start on the floor and they go up. So I build up from the floor with my backlog, so I don't have to worry about bending shelves. Just bending the floor. So if it gets heavy enough to bend the floor, then we got issues.
Yeah.
But the only one that could possibly get that heavy is the one in the dining room. So I'm not too worried about it because I won't let it get taller than me, which is pretty much at my height. So.
But wouldn't that be funny if you were downstairs watching TV and looking up at the ceiling thinking, that sounds strange. There's a bending going on in the ceiling.
And it's the Lego.
Right.
I don't have to worry about that because the living room where I watch TV is like connected to the dining room and it's open concept. So I can literally see it from my couch while I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
So I can admire my backlog while I'm watching TV.
Right.
Well, part of my backlog.
Yeah.
The sad thing is just all the good sets that are in there. Because it's not just like just city sets or whatever. There's like lots of good sets. And I'm like, I really need to like work on this.
Yeah.
Which is why I started the channel or started doing the live streams. That was like part of the motivation was like, okay, I need to get back on working on my channel because I had taken some time off twice last year. So I need to work on my channel. And then, okay, I need to get motivated to like build more sets more consistently. I'll do a live stream where I'm building every single weekend. So that way I get some sets built. So what do? I pick the smallest sets possible to build. That's what I do. I build the small city sets. I built the little small sets because I don't know where to put the big sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was much the same with doing this stream. It's sort of the backlog was starting to get too big and everything like that. And it's like, there's no point having all this stuff just sitting around, either need to build it or, do something with it. So it just became similar to you, an excuse to sort of go, okay, we'll just build some Lego and make sure every Thursday at least going to get through something.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then I'm good about staying to finish the build afterwards. So when I get done with my build, I go over to the Brick Bots. I watch their live stream until I'm either too hungry and it's dinner time or I finish the build. It usually ends up being both at the same time though.
We started introducing non-build streams because we just have too many sets. So trying to work out what to do with all of them was getting in the way. So we just had to break it up a bit. It tends to work okay now. So, like, particularly if we're doing one large set, that will normally take us like 2 weeks to build between us. And then you do something else for the other 2 weeks in the month. So you're only building one set a month. And that's not too hard to then find somewhere to hide it. Like which step you can put it on.
That makes sense. I just need to find more places to put stuff. That's why I keep building all the smaller sets. Even though I have an entertainment center and it's going to be all Lego when it's done. And like, I have one section done with a Harry Potter display with the Hogwarts icons and then the buildable Harry and Hermione, which looks amazing. So that section's done out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's like 8 sections. I don't know. Yeah, it's 8 sections. So that section's done. But on the other, so there's like 2 big squares on each side. And then there's another square below that's the same size, but I have it split off with like glass shelves in half so that we could display more sets in there. That's where I've been cramming all the little small sets, which was not my intention. So it's just crammed with all these smaller sets. And like one side is mainly my side, and then the other side is mainly the hubby side with like Star Wars sets and stuff. And then the whole top, it's mainly the hubbies right now, but it's not taken up. I need to figure out like how I want everything to look in there. But I'm not touching the Harry Potter one. The Harry Potter one is done. It stays that way until we move.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I want to move, but I don't want to move.
Right.
With Harry Potter, were you always into it, or did you come through the films, the books, Lego? What's
So the way I found out about Harry Potter, I was an adult when it came out. Like I had just graduated high school when it came out, but I did not know about it then. I found out about Harry Potter through a girl at my job sometime in the 2000s, early 2000s. And funny enough, she's a librarian now. And she loved books. She read so many books. And that's how I found out about it. And I started reading the books and I loved the books. Then the movies came out and I was like, oh. And I think did the movies come out? I don't know. I don't remember what the exact timeline was, but I watched the movies. I only got to see one or two of the movies in theater. The rest of them I had missed in theater. But ever since then, I've been hooked. And yeah, but I think I read the books first before I saw any of the movies. And I think that she was still coming out with books when I had started reading the books. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think the last 2 books. So I came in pretty late in the game. I usually do. I'm always late to the game. But now I listen to the Harry Potter books a couple times a year on Audible. And then I watch the movies a couple times a year. And then I do actually work from home. And I work in our dining room when I'm working. So the TV's right there. And there's quite a few channels that have ambience Harry Potter music. And I'll listen to that while I'm working, even though it's just basically a couple of different Harry Potter songs, and that's it for music. And I listen to that while I'm working, especially if I'm going through especially if work is being extra stressful. It helps me not be so stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm in a lot better mood when I get off work.
Right. Oh.
So it's been on a lot lately. A lot. Hence the reason why I'm looking for another job.
Well, there is still the option for you to look for it in the UK.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I would love to move to the UK, but I don't know.
Okay, it looks like King Ollendorf's out. Okay, hope you have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate seeing you around.
Hi, Theo.
How are you doing in remembering what's Trevor building? Because I still can't remember.
Let's see now. I believe it was the truck with the fairground ride on it.
Oh, right. Yeah. You are amazing.
No, when somebody else was having a bit of a conversation, it was bugging me. So I actually just on my phone jumped onto the stream and went back to it. It's like, oh, that's
That's how you did. And I went through my mind and I thought, okay, maybe by theme. If it wasn't Harry Potter, wasn't Star Wars, what was it?
Yeah, I think, as FabBlondie was saying a bit earlier, when you're juggling different things around, you are sort of paying attention, but you're sort of half not. So,
right.
Yeah, no, it was bugging me. It's like, I can't really remember what was this thing. This is what happens when you don't build the same thing over about 4 different streams.
Right.
Then it becomes a bit easier. So, Anyway, I might just quickly do another one of the top 5 most expensive, just trying to catch up because I missed a couple of weeks, like actually doing them on the stream. So we'll just sort of see this year how many people sort of own.
Top 5 most expensive Lego sets, 2016 edition. Can you guess the most expensive? Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And number 1. Did you guess this was the most expensive?
Oh, I was almost sad that I had none, and then I scored last
You
second.
hit the Death Star.
Right.
I'm waiting for you to get to a year that I don't have any sets from.
Yeah, that's what I can think.
So it can be
We're
like,
going backwards.
yes, I don't
therefore
have
we
any
should
of these.
hit years. But yeah.
Because I thought for sure, okay, 2016. Nah, I can't. There's no way I have any of these. No, I have
Yeah.
the Disney Castle, and I'm pretty sure was that Death Star the last Death Star that came out? Or
Yeah.
was that-
No, that's the last one. It retired, I think. Was it last year or the year before?
I have that set too.
Yeah.
Well, my hubby has that set, but we have that set. So I have number 1 and number 2, and I want number 3, but I'm not paying for number 3.
Just trying to remember. What was 3? Was that the Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters Pass. Yep. Which
Yep.
is that
I
over there.
really want that set, but I am not paying. Not paying for it.
Yeah.
It's not on your stairs, is it, Ian?
No, it's just in the corner of this room. That one. I don't know why it's there. At some point, it'll make it upstairs. But...
I bet you're even in your kitchen, or you're thinking, I don't know why there's sets in here.
I think the kitchen is the one room where we tend not to have Lego.
I feel like that's a good rule to stick with.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to accidentally somehow manage to cook the Lego.
Yeah. Or like splash it with fat or something. That wouldn't be good for it, would it?
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if you're deep frying something and it's splattering everywhere. That would not be cool. No, please stop that.
Because I think as we were chatting this last week or the week before, it's sort of like, oh, it could be good to put like the flowers ones or something there. But then it's sort of like, well, actually, you're going to be putting them in direct sunlight and over a period of time. That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think. Oh, maybe we'll just try I've got one more of those expensive ones to sort of see how many of these you do or don't have.
Top 5 most expensive Lego sets, 2015 edition. Can you guess the most expensive? Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And number 1. Did you guess this was the most expensive?
I don't have any. Yes.
Oh.
You don't have any. Okay, got it. Nicole, I'm guessing you probably have one of those at least.
No, but I would have liked almost every one except of the Technic set. Not that appealing, but the others look amazing.
Yeah, I would have thought you had the Quickie Mart. Oh,
I wish.
Yeah, we've got the Quickie Mart, and Carrie really wants the Temple of Air Jitsu. That's
yeah.
one of the ones that we're after at some point.
The adventure set looked really cool.
Yeah, that helicarrier is pretty cool. We've never quite got it, but looked at it, but it's too expensive.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get into buying any of the Marvel sets, not because I don't like Marvel. I like Marvel, but I don't need another theme. I just don't.
Right.
You won't be going for the new Dreams themes then.
I'm going to watch the show first. Because the sets look cool, and I feel like some of the sets may have pieces from like the video line that they had molded, but then because it got discontinued, they couldn't use the molds anymore. So I have a feeling some of those molds are going to be used in that series, because that makes sense. It looks cool. I really like that one girl's hair that has like pink and blue and whatever. I really love that hairpiece. Bare minimum, I'd probably buy some of the pieces just because I like the pieces. But I'm going to watch the show. If I like the show, I might buy it. I don't know. I feel like I have enough. I really do have enough. So I say.
Right.
Because there's things that I want to buy that I don't have because I got into Lego so late. Like, I would love to have all of the Winter Village. Except for when they, like, literally remake the same set, like, twice. Those I don't want. Well, I just want one copy. So, like, I really want the Winter Village because I love Christmas. So I really want that. I don't know if there's anything else. That's, like, one of my big things. And then there's just, like, if I manage to find the Ewok Village for a really good price, then I would buy it. And same with the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I don't even think I would go back and buy like the older Harry Potter sets. I don't even think I would go back and buy those. I have one. I have the first Diagon Alley because I really liked it. But I don't think I would buy any of the other ones.
Well, most of it's been remade, hasn't it?
Yeah. Like if they remake the Durmstrang ship, then I wouldn't feel like I need to go and get the old Durmstrang ship.
Yeah.
But like if they don't remake it and then they stop making Harry Potter, then I would feel like I have to go and get the Durmstrang ship.
Yeah.
So as long as the theme keeps going, which there's kind of no reason why it can't keep going. They just need to do things that they haven't done yet. Because there's plenty of stuff that they haven't done that's in the movies. And if they actually decided to use the books, there's even more in the books.
Did you buy the train? Yeah, what I call the UCS of Harry Potter.
It was given to me for Christmas. Usually the really big sets I put on Christmas lists for either my hubby or my dad to buy me. And that's how I get the big set.
I remember you saying you talked about this on one of your streams. I remember. Yeah.
And then I buy like
There's now a cliffhanger.
She buys like, yeah?
Right.
What?
What are you buying like? What is it? How do you keep an idiot in suspense? I'll tell you later.
Tune in next week to find out.
I was going to say...
yeah, there we go. I didn't have to turn my Wi-Fi back on. Woohoo!
Oh.
You left us in suspense.
But yeah, so like all my big sets I get from either my hubby or from my dad. I think I have bought one big set. I bought my husband the Millennium Falcon UCS one. That I think is like literally the only big set I've ever bought. I don't think I've bought any other big sets. I'm trying to think because a lot of them are up here. No. Trying to think what's downstairs. Well, no, actually, I did buy the roller coaster, but technically I got it for free because I used all my VIP points for it.
Wow.
That's the only way I get a big set for myself is I wait for until I accumulate enough VIP points to get it.
Right.
Which roller coaster? The first one or the new one?
The first one.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if we're gonna get the loop one. I know the hubby wants the loop one, but I'm like, where are we gonna put it? Kind of like with all his other, he has most of the big sets. He actually has most of the big sets, and I'm like, and where are we gonna put that? And where are we gonna put that? Because he actually wants the Eiffel Tower too, and I'm like, it's almost as big as me. Where are we going to put it? He's like, well, we could put it on the floor. I'm like, okay, did you forget we own 4 cats? It will be destroyed within 5 minutes of being on the floor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But with the loop coaster, you can combine it with the original coaster. There's a guy who's done it, and it's only slightly bigger than the original coaster. You have to make it slightly deeper, and then basically the loop coaster almost kind of fits inside it.
That's
which
clever.
looks quite cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to look for
That's
that.
a clever idea.
Mm.
Think of the room that you'd save doing that because of the 2 side by side, the footprint of them both. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And the way that obviously they've both got very distinct colors. So it actually works. Like you can still see each of them without it being too much of a mess or sort of discombobulated.
Yeah, it almost looks like the 2 coasters are kind of independent. But they do join up, so it does go from the one into the other. But it looks like they could just be, 2 separate coasters that just happen to overlap.
Yeah.
Was that? Did you see that on a video? Did you?
I can't remember where I saw
I
it.
thought it was Instagram.
Yeah.
Like the one that I'm pretty sure I've seen the same one.
Yeah.
I think I even sent it to Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
probably in like history somewhere.
I was going to say, could you send that to me? I'd like to have a look at that.
I'd like to have a look at it too.
Yeah, no.
Even though I don't need a
sounds
reason
cool.
to buy the loop roller coaster, but it'll make the hubby happy.
Yeah.
That'll make the perfect reason for it.
Yeah.
It'll make him. I mean, but I still don't even know where I'm going to put the other roller coaster. So, because if I stay in this room, I don't plan on having an amusement park. So I don't know where I would put it because it won't fit in my entertainment center clearly. So I don't know.
Well, as I'm building this one, it's making me want to. What wasn't the one? What was it called? The Twister or something? But I know it's been discontinued. The mixer, that's it. I'd really like to build that.
That's another set that Carrie really wants to get. She originally decided not to because that one's weird in that it comes on like the truck and everything, and she didn't like the truck and so therefore didn't get it. But yeah, she's regretting that now. But the guy who's combined them, or the guy who's posted the video is Elliot Builds Lego on Instagram.
That account sounds familiar to me, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna go look now.
Yeah, it's funny when you sort of have thought about sets and sort of gone past, and then somebody combines them together in interesting ways, and you go, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I found it. Holy crap. Really? Oh, that's totally cool. That's really cool.
The only problem I've got is that the loop coaster is just so unreliable. that the mechanism just doesn't work very well, and most of the time, like the carts it goes up the lift, the carts get stuck at the top, and then the lift drops back down, and the carts just plummet to their death.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So that's really frustrating. I need to try and work out if there's some way to make it more reliable.
There has to be. I feel like there has to be.
Yeah, I just found that too, and that is absolutely brilliant. That is.
Oh, and he renamed it Ultra. That's cool. Oh, that's really cool. I could watch this forever.
But do
Not
I
that I
want
would
it?
get on this roller coaster. Just so we all know, I would not get on this. And I wouldn't get on the Loop roller coaster either by itself. The other one, I would.
But I'm asking myself, do I want it? Do I actually need it?
If you watch this video, yeah, you're going to want it. I promise you will want it.
But I don't know how much the original coaster's going for now. It's not cheap, is it?
I think the price is just going up and down, isn't it?
I feel like right now a lot of the prices are going up and down because, like,
bit like a roller coaster.
Because, like, the Bricktober Harry Potter pack of 4 minifigs, it used to be like $60, $70. Now you can find a brand new one sealed for like $40, $30. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm still gonna buy them because I like them, and I'll buy more of them. I don't care, especially for less. Oh, he's got some really cool stuff on his account.
And when at first the Loop coaster came out, somebody had figured out in such a way that you can basically put them side by side and you change like 1 or 2 pieces and they can actually interconnect.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if they did that on purpose when they made it, when they designed it.
But why didn't they tell about it? Wouldn't it be a feature?
Yeah. And particularly considering that, it's basically being released after the previous one retired.
Yeah.
Nicole?
Yes?
I've just found this Nintendo. That's because I was playing Nintendo Switch with one of my lads earlier. Ninjago City Gardens at Smith's, near me, was $299.99. Now $289.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's okay. That is another reason why you might want to wait before you buy the markets, because some sets are getting re-released to the to not being exclusive. They start as being exclusive, and the Gardens was first exclusive, and I think 3 or 6 months later, it was then given to other shops as well. Yeah, but 300 for the amount of plastic that you get is really not bad.
I keep looking at it. I don't know why. I do like it.
Yeah. The only thing you need to keep in mind is you run the risk that you fall in love with it, and then you start looking at the city and the harbor. Same with the modulars.
I was going to say, you're probably more likely to go from City Gardens to a modular than...
Right.
And there, if you don't restrain yourself, you could be in trouble.
Right.
But speaking of which, because I think there's at least 2 of them retiring this year. You got a Assembly Square, and I think it's a bookshop.
Thank God I have both already.
Yeah.
I don't need to panic buy. Because I do that. I panic buy. I do. When they said that they were discontinuing like the road base plates, I panic bought so many. I think I have like But I waited until, like, I always waited until they were at a good price, and then I would order as many as they would let me order. I want to say I think I bought like 40 or 60 within like 2 months, 3 months. Like, I just panic bought.
Yeah. Well, could be your retirement fund sometime.
Because I do plan on using them, even though, like, clearly this is Harry Potter. There's no road plates here. But when I do the city section, whenever I get to that, I do plan on using them. So, because I don't plan on doing Mills plates. I plan on doing just regular base plates.
Yeah, we ended up buying quite a lot. Although we still don't actually have enough, I don't think. It's the problem with the road base plates was always the way they were sold. So, like, we need more straights, but we've got loads of, you know, ridiculous crossroads and T-junctions. It would have been much better if you could actually just go, I want to buy a pack of straights and get exactly what you want for your layout, rather than the weird way they did it.
Yeah. I always thought that that was weird that they sold them that way. Like, I felt like they should have either sold them individually so you could buy what you needed, or they should have just had like a 2-pack of straights and then a 2-pack of, or like a pack that has a curve and a T junction, or maybe have 3 straights and then put the other 3 in another pack. Like, that would have made way more sense. And I think I did purposely buy way more of the packs that had the straights than I did of the other ones.
But I've not seen, I've not paid attention to how the prices are doing on Bricklink for the plates.
I have no idea.
It does seem like everyone is switching over to Mills. So I don't know if that means that the price might start coming down.
Maybe. Well, and some people are just using the new plates, road plates, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't want a shiny road.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal aesthetic. And that's kind of like why I don't want to do the Mills plate, because I don't want shiny roads. Because every one that I've seen, they're all shiny. And I'm like, I don't want shiny road. I want matte road.
Yeah.
Maybe they get stretched after they get shiny.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't see many potholes in any of them, do you, either? It's not accurate, is it?
Now, see, if I did Mills plate, I could make the streets look like the streets around me, and it would just be a crap ton of potholes. Where I live, they are not the greatest about potholes. I couldn't tell you. I've been known as the tire terminator because I have popped tires on potholes.
Our roads are just as bad, to be fair.
Yeah, it seems in the last, I don't know, a couple of months, I don't know whether it's a change of weather or something, but the roads around us are terrible. Like, there's just, everywhere is just falling to bits. I mean, are you guys sort of finding much the same?
Yeah. It's because of all the grit that they've plastered all over the roads in the winter. It just erodes all the surfaces and it just causes massive potholes.
Yeah, like here when we get snow, we get massive potholes, and I'm just like, and they may not even be like massive, but it might be super deep. And like, I had a car one time when I was driving to work in the morning, back when I used to have to drive in. I saw a car, their hubcap just completely flew off of their car at like killer speed. Like, it would have decapitated somebody, but they weren't even going that fast because it was snowy. And their hubcap, like, they hit the pothole and it was super deep, and it just made their hubcap pop off the wheel. And I was like, whoa. I made sure to avoid that.
Right.
But then you get like muscle memory, or at least I have. I got muscle memory when I used to have to drive in. That like I could just be driving along and be like, oh yeah, I need to turn here and I need to turn like just move this way, move that way to like avoid all the potholes. So I've actually gotten good about not popping any of my tires. So I might be losing my fingers crossed. Knock on wood. I might be losing my reputation.
I hope the police does not get you, because they might think you are drunk. Just not really driving in a straight line.
Nah.
Yeah, if they fix the potholes, then it will just look like you're just randomly moving across.
Right.
Yeah. They tend to not, where I live, they tend not to have as many traffic police. So kind of don't have much of a worry, which is probably why I can get away with speeding as much as I do. Even though I probably shouldn't say that on a live stream. Even though I doubt any police officers from where I live are watching. And if they are, whatever.
Right.
Like, I know I'm speeding. I'll just pay the ticket and move on with my life.
Right.
And then I'll just speed the next day. Sometimes I think I missed my calling as a race car driver.
Particularly for those potholes.
They tend not to be too bad on the highways. It's like your main streets and your side streets where it's bad, like really bad, especially on the side of town that I live on. Surprisingly, in the very rich areas, there's no potholes. But, us middle class, no, we get all the potholes that they don't fix for like a year or more.
It's usually not so much that. It's usually that the local councillors live on the street.
Well, I think all of our local council people, they probably live in those rich areas. Even though they don't get paid that much, so I don't know how they manage that.
Influence. They're the councillors, so it's like, look, guys, you're being really assigned today. You need to go down this street.
Yeah.
How do you know so much about that street? Oh, you don't really need to know that. Just make sure you fix it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen it during the week. I think it was on Brick Fanatics. I think they were saying that the Super Mario theme has all been given like all current sets have been given a retirement date of July next year.
Huh.
So,
Well, that's sure.
Well, no, it's more like they're gonna, if that is true, because it still seems to be, they're the only one that I've seen report on it so far, which is a little unusual because usually they all come out with the same thing. So that would mean, because I think the theme started in August 2020, so you're looking at about 4 years for the theme.
That's a decent run for a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it comes down to a matter of, well, what are they finally going to get around to minifigures? I mean, we've seen leaks of some Zelda stuff. Would they just completely dump it and go across to Zelda, or?
Yeah.
I don't have any of those sets, so I don't have an opinion about it. I do think it would be cool if they did do Mario minifigures, though.
Yeah, I do. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would buy them, but I think it's cool. I think it would be cool. I feel like it would have been smarter for them to do that in the first place.
I think it depends on why they did the theme. So I know a lot of people talk about wanting the minifigs, but that as far as that is mainly adults want it because they've not got the nostalgia value.
Mhm.
Whereas when Lego creates a theme, they will aim it at a demographic. So the Mario sets are designed to be bought by kids.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't know whether having minifigs would have really been all that interesting to the kids. They've got the Mario they can play with. That's probably more of a selling point than figures would be.
Yeah, like I remember one time when I was at the Lego store, this little kid came in with his mom.
I'm assuming there's more to that story.
Right.
No, that's it. Okay, the stream's over, guys. That was.
Kid came in, yeah, like they do. Tune in next week, folks.
And I'm back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna blame the weather. It's because it's warmer today than it has been like all week. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. Even though it makes no sense at all. That's what I'm going with. But so like this kid got super excited and I was like, that's the demographic that they were going for with this was kids who wanted to like take the Super Mario and do the course with the Super Mario. That's who that was made for. It wasn't made for adults. It was made for kids.
Yeah. And there's people assume that if they make a set that appeals to both adults and kids, then Lego's happy with that because they're making more of that. But actually, what happens is adults buying a theme that is meant for kids tends to mean they spend less on the themes that are aimed at them. Because most, we see it a lot. People have a budget that they will spend on Lego. As long as the person is spending that budget, there's no point Lego trying to make more sets for that person because they're not going to increase how much they spend.
Right.
So that's why they do this very targeted. This theme is going for this demographic. It's internally the success of that theme will be based purely on those figures. And so it becomes a very weird system. But,
Right.
I think so. Whether they do now expand out and say we'll do minifigs, I mean, they did the nostalgia sets, which were clearly aimed at adults, and didn't bother with minifigs there. So it seems like it'd be a weird choice to do it now. I mean, it does sound more like they're going to move on to doing something like whether they do Zelda in a big way and that replaces Mario, or whether they do a lot more smaller, like jumping about through different Nintendo titles. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't make sense for them to do the minifigs at this point.
I just think the way that it was just crazy when they had, you've obviously had the movie come out about a month ago and they had no supporting toys with it whatsoever. And it's sort of like, it's the biggest movie of the year so far, and it's probably going to keep on continuing with that. And even we saw the movie like the first day, and then because the Lego store is like across from it, walked over to the Lego store. And it was funny because you had somebody else, like it was obviously an adult fan, who came in and it's like, oh, I want to get a Bowser set. And there was no Bowser set because they'd retired the previous Bowser's Fortress, and the next one doesn't come out until like August.
Yeah.
And then the same sort of thing where they've got I think it was like a week or two after the movie's out, they then start showing the Donkey Kong buildable figures. And it's just like, it's a big part of the movie. Like, why? It just made no sense to me that you had this movie that would drive people, to go, oh, yes, I'm enjoying this now. I want some toys, whatever. And there wasn't a great deal to support that.
Yeah, they missed the boat on that one, like completely.
But do they often line stuff up with the actual release of movies?
Avatar?
I feel like they have.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When did the Wave 2 of Avatar release in relation to when the film came out?
Well, the film came out, I think it was December 18th, and Wave 2 came out 1st of January.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had Wave 1 sort of, when was that? Was that October or was that August release?
I thought it was earlier than that.
I remember August doing orders.
Well, Wave 1 came out when we were doing the Swindon show, because that's how we got the set for 15% off at the show. So when was that? It's maybe October then, because it's October this year. Maybe it was October last year as well. But, I mean, also it could be that they weren't too bothered about the film because the critics really panned it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Sorry, which one?
The Mario film. The critics' reviews of it were awful. It was really odd how they all seem to have missed the whole point of the film.
Yeah, well, I think part of the reason that the film worked, I mean, on many different levels, but it didn't seem to have some sort of underlying political agenda that the writers were trying to push, which most other films that we've had come out, you can generally go, oh, okay, this is really saying something about this, and this is really saying something about that. It was just sort of like, it was just a fun film. It was done well. The visuals were fantastic. It was, you know, for anyone with a long-time Nintendo fan, there were so many Easter eggs. The score to it was basically just pick your Mario game and change it slightly. Like, they didn't, you know, try to reinvent the wheel. They're just very smart with a lot of what they did with it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I went to watch the 3D version. That was brilliant.
I've not watched 3D films in a long time now.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
I mean, we saw it for Avatar, like the latest one. But that was more just because, well, we wanted to see it sort of pretty close to opening day, and it just aligned that, you know, it was in 3D, and it's like, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I feel like the last time I did watch a 3D movie, I think I started to get sick. So I kind of don't watch 3D movies for the most part.
Yeah.
And I remember going and seeing like 3D movies when they first started to be big with my nieces. And it was ridiculous because they were too young to really care about keeping the glasses on. And so they were constantly like taking glasses off and then complaining that it looked rubbish because everything was blurry. And it was just trying to get them to kind of sit still and keep the glasses on.
Yeah.
So I don't know at what point we'll bother taking the girls to see if they can cope with keeping some glasses on for a film.
Yeah, it seems to be sort of like a gimmick or a novelty which is sort of worn off.
Yeah.
So
I'm not really sure. I haven't seen a 3D movie in many, many years. But when I went, for example, to watch Avatar, I came out of it, and my friend, she really was excited about it. I wasn't really able to see it. For me, it felt as if I saw a bit of it at the beginning, and then it felt to me as if the makers of the film had forgotten halfway through the film that they were creating 3D. And then at the end, just briefly, and I thought, that's so... Yeah, but I'm not really sure I had LASIK, whether I just am not able to see it.
Yeah.
I know my hubby, he bought some Blu-rays with the movies being in 3D, and then he bought the glasses so that he could watch them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget, he got one of the Star Wars movies. I don't know which one, but it was one of the more recent ones, and he got that in 3D, and he was watching it last month, and I was just like, okay, because he got a projector, because at some point we're going to have a theater room, and he was watching it on his projector, and I'm like, okay. How are you wearing glasses over your glasses, though? But whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've sort of gone over sort of the 3.5 hour mark. Might just sort of go around, see what people finished up with their builds, and anything you want to give a bit of a plug for your channel then. Sort of, I don't know where we start. Maybe we could start with FabBlondiesBricks.
Well, I finished my Cruella. We already know that. Haven't really done anything since then, except listen to the cat snore. Hopefully you guys could not hear her snore, but she was snoring really good. And yesterday I posted a haul video, so go check that out. And then on Sunday, even though it's Mother's Day, still doing a live stream. And obviously Nicole's going to be there because she's my co-host. And our guest is going to be Open Build Repeat, who got permission to be on the live stream.
Oh, brilliant. And so your live stream is what time?
It is on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I have no idea what time that is anywhere else.
Should be 7.
That will be 7 p.m. UK time, I think.
That sounds right.
Okay, brilliant, excellent. Let's see, have that there. Trevor, let's pop over to you and see how you got on with your amusement truck thing.
I don't know how this is going to work. Trying to pick it up, but
cool.
That's the truck, and then I've got the crank there.
Well, it does crank around. That's cool.
Just scream if you want to go faster. It's a really cool build. I really want the mixer now, but like I say, I bet it's a lot more. It's a fun little build. Yeah, and obviously all this folds up. I haven't worked out how to do it yet, but it all folds up as though it's just on the trailer then. It's really good.
Cool.
Really cool.
I mean, that could be a good little time-lapse short, just sort of having it spin around and then fold up or something.
Yeah. I've already thought of that, Matt. I've already thought of that. And then on my channel, hopefully this weekend, I've recorded it. I've just got to edit it. Is a speed build of this.
Oh wow!
That's amazing.
Which to me looks really good from any angle. It's one of those dioramas. Whichever angle you look at it, you can always make out a different perception of it.
Yeah, it works on all the whole 360.
Yeah,
it does.
Very cool.
I like those new leaf pieces or plant pieces or whatever they are.
Oh, I love these because I need to show you these actually because I've actually got a part of what's in Rivendell.
Oh.
Because these are obviously in Rivendell set. So you've got the leaf, well, I call it a fern, a little fern. But then you can add more ferns to that and then create like bushes. So this really does open up people's foliage opportunities.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's really cool. I like those pieces.
Really nice.
I can't wait for those bricks and pieces.
There you are. You can add another one and you can really go
into it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Really do like that.
Very cool.
Hopefully that makes it into like bulk.
So I'll have a video of that coming out hopefully over the weekend. So, but thank you everybody for continued support. It means a lot. Thank you.
No, that's brilliant. No, we look forward to it coming out, and certainly those leaf pieces. Yeah, if they can make it into wider circulation, I think that's going to be brilliant.
It's the first set I've seen that's got these in for the Rivendell set.
I think they're coming in more colours as well, aren't they? So some of the Friends sets, I think, have them in brighter colours, which would be quite cool.
Right.
I was trying to think of, because they haven't made a recent botanical set announcement. I thought I'd seen them in one of those. Or it may have been an off-brand I was looking at. But
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I
then.
just think there's so many possibilities with them, you know, to create different scenes. They're a lovely added piece, they are.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And Nicole, how did you get on or start with your Monkey Kid King Mech or whatever this one's called?
I finished the building.
Oh, cool.
It is really, really nice. Open at the back, which is sad, but the building in itself is really nice. And then there is a tiny map.
He goes with it.
And there is a flying monkey.
The flying monkey.
Right. I'm very excited. Now I can start with the mech, with the actual mech. But having seen the build that Trevor made, I really, really want to do a live stream opening the CMFs. And as proof, I built something which is in preparation for the stream. Now I can test it. I hope that the focus would now get to the minifig, and then I could theoretically
turn it around.
Fun.
Probably what you need is when people are holding their hands up, it's so that it.
Right.
Yeah. If you just build like because I think that's starting to do it a bit better.
Yeah. I think I need to motorize it because now I'm missing a third hand because someone needs to operate the crank.
Crank it.
Oh, that would be. Yeah. But theoretically.
Oh, cool. No, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was wondering whether I leave this open so that I then could place the minifigs that we had already seen here. Or whether that would be too distracting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, theoretically, I thought it would be easier on the eyes if I did that instead of holding it in my hand. Yeah. I was afraid that if I had it in my hand, it would look as if I were either not drinking enough alcohol or too much like, okay, shaking hands.
Cool. So have you sort of got a date and time for your minifig, or are you still thinking about it?
I need to figure out the system. I'm still in the video upload phase, and after that, I will venture into live streaming. Yeah, I hope I will manage to do that really fast because I have the box sitting there, not only the Lego minifig box, I have the whole box still unboxed because I wanted to do a real unboxing because I know that in this box that I got, there will be the Disney train, and there are supposed to be some polybags. I have no idea what kind of polybags are in there, but I'm told that I got 3 polybags for my purchase as well. So I wanted to do a real unboxing first to show the polybags as a surprise, and then open the box. And I really want to do that.
It'll make a good live stream. It'll make a really good live stream.
Yeah, it would.
You need to do it and invite us all. We'll all be there. We'll all be there to support you.
Yep.
I will do that. Promise. And I hope I will do that before the next CMFs come out.
Excellent. Okay, then we'll look forward to seeing that when you've got that ready to sort of all go. And then just sort of Ian from the Brick Bods. How'd you get on with the typewriter, and what have you got coming up?
It's getting there. So the front's kind of done, and then working on the back at the moment. So some of the mechanics there. So it does move.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite cool. So coming up, we have our celebration live stream for hitting 1,000 subscribers. So that's
Can't
this
wait till Sunday.
It'll be 8:30. And yeah, it'll be interesting. So as part of that, I will be in costume, which will be exciting. I need to get the costume ready, fix it a bit. And we will be building the old fishing store, which is a set that we've had for a long time now. We got it secondhand, but yeah, I don't know. Very early on, Carrie decided that would be a set we would build as a celebration. So we'll be doing that, and then we've also got the podcast. So we've done episode 100 for episode 104, which will be the 2-year anniversary. We are doing a Q&A. So if you want to submit questions, we will make up answers. We may or may not tell the truth. It depends what the questions are. But yeah, those are the two main things that we've got coming up. You can ask questions. I don't know how. Contact Carrie. She's on Instagram and other stuff. She does communications. I don't. I think that's it.
Okay, brilliant, excellent. Yeah, no, that fishing store that always looks like an amazing set, and certainly it goes for a fair whack of change these days on the secondary market.
Yeah. I think kind of when we started the city, that's when Carrie managed to get hold of one, and yeah, just kind of immediately decided that was going to be a set that we would save for a special occasion, and we decided that 1,000 subs was probably special enough.
No, it's certainly a good one, and yeah, certainly will be something that you probably will remember as a special occasion for sure.
Yeah.
So okay, brilliant, excellent. Just before I do mine a little bit, I'm going to close the poll. If anyone is still out there and hasn't voted yet, and basically what sort of amount of money that you spend on Lego each month. As for me, I finished off the little Lego house. Let me lower that down. The pirate there.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty
That's
cool.
amazing.
Just there's it's meant to be in the same sort of build style and everything as the Harry Potter ones, which I actually got a couple on discount, like just before they sold. So I'm really keen now to go back and build those and sort of see how they all fit together. And the other thing which I did, because it went on sale too, is I got the little parrot.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
parrot. Oh,
amazing.
cool.
I'm going to see if somehow can integrate it into the pirate. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Yeah.
That'll look cool. That will. I haven't seen. Yeah, that look brilliant with the parrot.
If you can, I think the challenge is going to be is the only place to connect on his shoulder has got the hat in the way. So I have to try to see something to have a bit of a think about. But yes, that's those ones been working on. And yeah, probably on Saturday I have the next round of top 5 most expensive. Was it 2014 or 2015 up to now? Back again next week, 8:30 this time UK, 3:30 Eastern American, with the live stream. Just be building something there with these guys here as well. And I'll jump over and end this poll. It's good. We had 22 people voting, and what do we got here? 45% of people are up to 100 a month sort of spending. 27% in between the 250 and 500 range. 18% are in between the $100 to $250 and pounds range, and 9% are 500 plus. I'd also put a similar sort of poll up on Instagram, and we had, I think, what was that? It was about 10 people voted, maybe 11. You had about 50% in the up to 100. Yeah, I can't do maths very well, so it's then pretty much split between the next two categories, and then you had one person was at 500 plus a month. So just interesting to sort of see that there. I think that's covered off most things. If anyone's still there watching, share, like, subscribe, hit all those good buttons and things there. Done the poll results. And just a shout out to some of the people who were in the chat earlier today. Snowlena, King Olmendorf, Birds and Stuff, Bonnie Bricks, nice to meet you. Hopefully catch up with some of your stuff. Big Nate Bricks, Bricks XQ, Minifigure, Omega Man, Brett's Builds, Brickapix, and I'm sure there's some others there. Does anybody else have anything they quickly want to say or plug before we get out of here?
Just congratulations to Ian and Carrie again on their 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, congrats. It's very well deserved.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it's
Hard
made
work,
of Carrie does work, so.
And also your 100 podcast episodes, and even though you'll have another 4 and you'll have been doing that for 2 years, which is fantastic as well.
Who knew we could come up with something to talk about every week? That was quite a surprise for us.
I don't think I could do it.
Fantastic. Alrighty then. I think that's it. So everyone have a good one, and we will see you hopefully again next week. Take it easy.
Take care.
Bye.
Happy building.
Mr. Bigger, det bliver super duper!
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.